Me. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one done in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get high like pie, like pie, like pie, like pie, like pie. But now it's starting. Like pie, like pie, like pie, like pie, like pie. If you
Guess I'm feeling a selection vibe today. What's up? Crypto Takeover about to start very, very soon. I'm your DJ host, Rodgers. Special guest, Kaz. BoughtTheBlock, Storm Trading, and Bloodboy in the building.
Baby, I know. Baby, I love you so. But you don't feel like I do. Tell me what can I do? But I gotta be strong, girl. You did me wrong. When I thought we were really down. I thought we were down. Now you say you want me, girl. Ooh, make up your mind. I'm not gonna be here for long.
make a move on.
It's a takeover. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked, cook and whip the block. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked. Had to stack the guap, run it up cause I'm bearish with it. 10x on them, ain't scared, I get it. Decentralized, let me emphasize how I'm stacking the coin as an enterprise. Got hustle the block, I got the codes and the keys to the lock, it's a takeover, we hit for the guap, and you know we keep holding till we hit the top, Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked, cook and whip the block. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked, had to stack the guap,
I guess if Manny's not wearing pants.
Oh, wait, I got something for that.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the Crypto Takeover Show, Episode 6, October 8th. Thank you for joining us yet again for an amazing show. We have with us, first of all, a huge thank you and shout out to DJ Buck Rodgers, our slightly off-screen DJ at the moment, but killing it with the tunes, loving the throwback vibes. We have my co-host, BoughtTheBlock. Always a pleasure to have you with us. We have our crypto meteorologist, our analyst, our man who makes sense of the lines on the charts, Storm, with Trading by Storm. And we have a special guest with us today. Where is he on this show? There we go. Special guest today, Kaz from Left Side Capital. Welcome. Happy to have you on the show. I think we got a great show. October is rocking and rolling. My bags are looking great. We've got some really exciting topics to talk about. And happy that everybody is here. This is going to be a really good one. And also very excited to hear Kaz and Storm chop it up about the market with things that I don't fully understand and help me understand them better so that I too can win this cycle. What's up, Kaz? We'll start it with you. You're the guest of honor. Happy to have you on. And fun fact, everybody, he was actually supposed to be our first guest on the show earlier, but we were not technically prepared for that at the moment. So we're happy that you made it on now. Kaz, how's it going, brother?
Good. Thank you guys for having me. Always a pleasure. This is a good time. This is honestly perfect time to be on the show because markets are doing things now, particularly meme coins. So yeah, I'm excited for the show. And Buck, that was really cool. That little DJ set.
Why, thank you.
You were on point. That was my favorite. That was my favorite one yet.
I let the music choose. I don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere.
Amazing. And Paul, how's it going, brother? My amazing co-host.
Everything's going well. I'll tell you what, man. It's easy to have a real short memory in this space, right? It's like 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure I saw Storm jump off a building in Salt Lake, and now here we are, right? And no, I'm kidding, man. Actually, Storm said this was actually going to happen. So, dude. Q4 also, October, let's go, dude. This is great.
Also, is Jordan sponsoring the show and you're not telling us about that? I just want to make sure we're not getting under the table sponsors over here.
One, it's Hardin. Two, shout out to Seagram's Gin. They drinking. I'm drinking it and they're paying me for it.
Where that though?
Yeah, I mean they do sponsor me. They sponsor me at least. They don't sponsor the show yet, but
keyword yet.
Yep. But they do give me money for South by Southwest.
Keep working hard, man. Keep working hard.
They give me a lot of product too. Dude, like, so for example, during South by we do events. And so I've started doing comedy events. And so Hardin sponsors the comedy piece, of course, right? So they send me a lot of edibles, right? A ton of edibles. And so then they also gave me these really dope rolling trays. So I literally just went and put them out and didn't tell anybody they were edibles.
No, put raw candies out as a science experiment. Look, My homie was sitting next to me. He's like, dude, what the fuck? I've had like 4 of these. I'm like, have fun.
Edibles, like I can smoke weed all day, but edibles are sometimes they're a little much.
It's a different.
Especially if you don't know they're edibles.
Is that what you're going to be saying the day after Halloween?
So
it hits differently trick or treating at Paul's house, by the way.
So this was my plan, and it worked beautifully. Is I brought in a bunch of DJs that tour with, a bunch of comedians that tour with Dave Chappelle. So a couple of them have different, literally like Netflix level like DJs, comedians. Damn it.
I'll be on there soon enough. Don't worry.
I took too much of this Hardin stuff going on right now. Anyways, we got like Netflix level comedians, and then I get all my friends super high, and then I had the comedians just waylay the room, and it was one of the most fun things I've ever done every year.
I'll never forget because I saw the Hardin bags lined up. I look at the candy dish. I look at the bags. I look at Paul. I look back at the bags, and he's just like. So needless to say,
you never know what you're going to get. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man. Well, Paul, take that hat off unless we're all sponsored. We're going to talk after the show.
Bloodboy wants his cut. He wants the hat off or he's going to need some.
Show off the jacket, though. Show off the jacket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on now. Check this out, right? Buck got us hooked up. Got a little BoughtTheBlock merch.
Ooh.
Crypto Takeover show.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll make one for y'all. Don't worry. I make them in-house.
Yeah, Manny, don't worry. We'll make yours a fucking cartoon.
This is fresh. I'm just trying to get a suntan lotion sponsorship. I felt by now that I would easily get like an aloe vera deal out of this, but it's not there yet. Oh, man. Storm, how's it going by you? Are you drugging your friends or just candy bars?
No, yeah, definitely not that. It's been good, man. It's been good. It's markets have been relatively stable from what we've seen the last 3 to 6 months. So I'm seeing a lot of kind of positivity come back into the market. So I'd love to give that little weather report again today if you guys wanted to throw my screen up and we can kind of bounce off of that.
Would love to.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of the weather, shout out to everybody who is in the way of the storm in Florida. Hope you're staying safe. I'm no meteorologist, but that looks scary. So hope
it's mandatory evacuation for my people in Tampa.
But people in Tampa like to opposite of evacuate. There is the slight Florida man syndrome, so hopefully everybody's safe.
I just randomly found out that a friend of mine that I grew up with in New England has been in Florida so long that when hurricanes come, they actually shoot guns at the hurricane. Like, what kind of shit is that?
That's a straight up Florida thing.
That is a very American thing to do. I would say 100% patriotic by the reporting. Got a category 5, bring the shotgun out. Oh, category 4, get the 338. Anyways. Oh, God. Let's throw it over to Storm.
I guess we're here to talk about crypto.
Is it? It's Tuesday, right? Okay.
I don't know. We're having a good time, though.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Cool. All right. So, I guess for the crypto weather report, we'll start as we always do with the crypto fear and greed index. Like I said, I like to use this index week to week when I form my macro analysis plan, just because it gives you a pretty decent idea of where retail's kind of at with things. Obviously, when it's more in the red, you have retail in more of a state of fear, which means the market's kind of scared. And then when the ticker right here is more in the green area, that means they're euphoric, greedy, etc. Right now, we are right about what we were last week, right in the middle, very neutral. So not much has changed on the fear and greed index, but we did have a little bit of a pump the last couple of days, which is a good sign. Even though the market's pumping, retail and the market in general is not getting super euphoric yet, which is a good thing. Anytime we pump, You don't want to see, greed and euphoria get into the market, because that would be a good reversal sign, in my opinion. So staying right in that neutral zone. When we go over to the liquidation heat map, again, very similar to last week, we have this dark yellow line. We want this dark yellow line to hold as we make our way to all-time highs. If we are to get that big short squeeze, if we see this start to fade and liquidity build to the downside, you could then formulate, a possible thesis that we could be looking to grab liquidity to the downside before we really break all-time highs. So we want that liquidity to stay really high at the 74K level, because, like I say, every week price follows liquidity, it hunts liquidity. So we need that dark yellow line to stay intact as we start to get close to breaching all-time highs, which it has. So that's also very positive to see. Now, when you go over to the technical analysis, these are the two boxes that I have kind of drawn on the live stream from the last 2 weeks. Obviously, we kind of front ran the first box of area that I thought would be big resistance. And then last week, I said there was two big support levels to watch out for. The first big one was the midpoint lined up with the fixed range. So you had this really big confluence. This is kind of another bread and butter trade for me on a macro scale. This obviously gave a really good bounce. So we were right here last week on the stream. This is the level I'd called out as big support. And that's kind of where we're bouncing at now. If we do break this support to the downside, like I said last week, what we'd be looking for is that channel bottom. And this is a very, very, very key level of support. If we do break this level, it's like, the next level you'd look for is this channel that has held up for 5 or 6 months now. But if this channel breaks, in my opinion, we could be seeing a much longer extended bear market in cryptocurrency. So really, really, bullish that we did get a bounce at this support level. It actually shows a lot of strength that we are bouncing off this midpoint and making our way back up. The resistance level we're kind of bouncing on right now is this point of control of this range. As you can see, the kind of wick through in rejection. I don't think it's a strong enough resistance to take a short trade. I think we're much more likely to push our way up and test this box, the top of the channel. So ultimately, I would say, when we check back next week, I would expect this high to be either taken out or moving up towards this high to be taken out where this liquidity lies. If we are, going to spend some more time down in this area and build liquidity to this box right here, it wouldn't surprise me if we either break through or get a swing failure pattern right here. But right now, with the state of the market, still very neutral. And with the elections coming up, I do anticipate to move up through this resistance level in the near future. So, but at the end of the day, as an analyst, it's level to level trading, right? So if I am wrong and price does break through this level and continue down, the next support level we'd be looking at is the bottom of the channel. But for me, I'm looking for the top of this swing high point to be taken out and the top of the channel to be tested. So.
That's awesome. It looks like we're moving towards the top of the channel more and consolidating at the top, which is very bullish. It's starting to show some, signs of wanting to break out.
I mean, ultimately, we've been in this channel now since March, right? And nothing's really changed. I mean, it's this channel from a macro trading perspective, technical standpoint. It's given me so many great trades, not only from the highs and lows, but the midpoint has been a great level to take off and even trade off of as well. So right now, not much has changed. Like, there's definitely levels in between this channel that you can take trades off of. But for me, it's like, it's very almost 50-50 until we see a break in this channel on the macro scale. And I do lean more towards a break up, obviously, much more lean towards a break up. But, we'll let the market tell us what it's going to do.
I'm just going to let you tell me what it's going to do because you've been killing it with your shorts and your longs. The market has never spoken back to me. All it's done is usually drilled holes in my wallet. But everything you've said has been coming true. You've been really, shout out and props. You've been killing it during the chop, which is the hardest time to really call anything. So you've been doing great. I'm not going to talk to the market. I'm going to text you.
That's what I do. That's what I told Buck, by the way. Buck was like, man, he's obviously we're looking at the Jumping Planets wallet that literally, 4 Tuesdays ago started with like $1,500, and literally 2 days ago the thing was like at 15,000. And this isn't like a day trading thing. This is literally just like a set it and forget it.
That's a weekly trade. That was it. Just a weekly.
Yeah, which is great, by the way, because my thesis is that you could almost trade too much in your bag if you don't know what the fuck. If you're not on a Kaz or Storm level, somebody like myself, somebody that has a day gig, it's probably better to just be like, look, these are my 5 convictions. When when Bitcoin's trading in kind of in the lower side, that's when I'm going to buy. And as it starts to hit that top channel, that could be where I could take some profits, maybe ladder out at some point a little bit and really just kind of trade it there on a weekly basis. Or even if I just look at it, let's say 3 times a week or whatnot, because I'm not necessarily here chasing that 100x every time. I think that there's something to that for people, because I think you can really go ahead and just fud yourself out of your bag.
For sure.
I mean,
yeah, I want to hear Kaz's take on the market as well.
Yeah, I think I love listening to other analysts' takes, because I just love how we can look at the same chart and I agree with you. We've been stuck in this range since March, and it's a nasty range. We're talking about a $20,000 range Bitcoin, right? And I look at Bitcoin as, it's like the crypto market lives and dies with Bitcoin. It's like the equivalent of like the S&P 500 for the stock market, right? I look at Bitcoin first, and then I make all my other decisions off of that. I think it's interesting though that you were talking about, okay, so we got my lines. Okay, so yeah, you can see we have this downward sloping trend line here that we did interact with, and we found a little bit of selling into that line, right? But the fact that we're bouncing here, I need to have my simple moving average. I need to add so if I were to have my 50 simple moving average, you would see that it's right here. Like, we came down and we bounced. We found support perfectly off the 50 SMA. Which is really important, because a lot of institutions and commercials are going to use the simple moving averages, the 50 and the 200, for to buy and to sell off of. And a lot of them even run, buy and sell programs from there, like algorithmic buy and sell programs. So when I saw that they were finding like pretty much a max bid there at the 50 SMA. I'm pretty bullish, because what we did was we made a higher high, right? So we were making lower highs, but we were forming this flat bottom here. So every time we came down and we shook out, as long as we had closed these candles above this flat bottom, I remained, I continued to say we're trading in a range. If we were to go ahead and close some bodies down here below that range, we're simply in a downtrend, right? But we didn't. We found support every single time, which in my opinion made this price action productive, right? Constructive. When you're thinking about like the institutions and the people who are actually going to basically allow the market to make a sustained move to the upside or not, right? So it was very significant when we came up here and we got tight right here, and then we were able to close some bodies above this prior high, right, above 65K. Unfortunately, we interacted with this supply area, sold off, but then we found support at the 50 simple moving average. So what I'm hoping is that we go ahead and make a higher high now, and that we can begin a new uptrend, and we can begin this sustained move to the upside. I loved what you said about sentiment, right? And the fact that sentiment has not gone full-fledged bullish, right? And that wasn't the case these last couple of times when we bounced. Everyone was immediately got back to Moonboy, right? And what's significant about that is these shakeouts to the lows and this chop. The point of that is when you think about from from the commercial side, right, is if you got all these moon boys and they're putting on levered bets to the upside, who's going to pay them? That's them. That's the casino, right? That's the institutions, and they don't want to pay. So the fact that they were able to put doubt in market participants' mind makes me feel like maybe the market is finally ready to make that sustained move to the upside, right? The fact that everyone's not just moonboying out and everybody's been humbled by this chop means that the market has done its job, and maybe we can finally move out of this range. But this has been a nasty range.
Yeah. No, everything you said I agree with. And another thing is, like you said, the market's finally ready. It's almost like it's purged what it's need to purge, all the moon boys and the people who FOMO trade. And part of the reason I'd taken that swing long down at 50K, which I posted about on Twitter, is because it was one of the largest liquidation events in history, right? And so to me, that's super bullish, because anytime you get a massive wide-scale liquidation, it's almost like the market kind of purges all of the, like the FOMO dumb money, and then it'll make its move up. And if you've been in the markets for a while, that's kind of how the market works. Like it has to clear that dumb money before it moves. Like when you're an early trader, when you're first learning to trade, one thing you'll notice is like you'll kind of have the right trade idea, like the general area of where the market's going to bounce, but it'll always stop you out first. It'll always get you first and then move where you think it's going to go. And that's just a common characteristic, especially for Bitcoin. And so when I see a big liquidation event like we had at that 50K level that lined up with technical analysis, to me, it's like, hey, we got those liquidations. And we also, like I said, when I showed that liquidation heat map, that we have liquidity to the upside now. We have tons, billions and billions of dollars of open short positions, which means the general market is short on the market. So, you'd expect, generally speaking, the market to move up and take that liquidity. So
exactly, it acts like a heat-seeking missile for that for that liquidity. Yep. And that's a nice trade, by the way. I really like that trade because you were able to keep a really tight stop. Like if you were to start closing bodies down here below, say 52, you're wrong, right? And that's the whole point. That's the point of technical analysis. It's not about it's about finding areas where you're wrong fast, right? So it's giving yourself a very low risk to high reward. So you could tell you were wrong within $1,500, but to the top of this range, you know what I mean? You got 10K. So that's a really good risk to reward trade. So that's a really nice trade.
That is I don't know if anybody picked up on that, but he said it wasn't anything like you could tell if you're right. It's like you can tell if you're wrong fast. So that is straight up risk management at that point, right? It's like, yeah, I could make in that case 10x of what it could be positive, but in the other way, or maybe 10,000 or whatever it was. But if it goes down 1,500, I know I'm wrong and I need to pull the trigger on that so I don't lose more.
Yeah,
I'll that's the one common thread. That's the common thread. Sorry, that's the common thread that I've all the books that I've read about trading and all the learning that I've done. The one common thread between all the best traders is they're able to admit they're wrong extremely fast, and they trade with really tight stops. So when I'm using technical analysis, a lot of people. I'm mostly just trying to figure out where I'm wrong, right?
Yep.
And the tighter I can get that, take my trade to the point of where I'm wrong, the better the entry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that exact same thing. Like the best traders, one of the most important skills you can have as a trader is knowing when you're wrong and having a good invalidation point. Because at the end of the day, every trader is gonna take losses. And like one thing that really stuck with me early on in trading was that if you have good risk management, and you could flip a coin and take a buy or long trade, but if you're good at risk management, you can technically be a profitable trader. And that's really a lot of what good trading is it is money management. And obviously you need an edge, right? You need some sort of system, and whether it's a group of technical indicators or some sort of system that has some sort of edge in the market would help you become a profitable high-level trader. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest things I think new traders struggle with, and even in the meme coin space, is risk management, managing that money, being disciplined enough to know when you're wrong, get out of the trade, and take a loss when you need to. And that I take losses all the time. It's just part of the deal. But it's a numbers game. And if you manage your money right, and let's say you could, if you're trading, like Cass said, with a great risk to reward, like maybe you you're at like a 5-to-1 to 10-to-1 risk to reward, where you make 10 times what you lose every trade. You could lose 70% of your trades and still be a profitable trader, right? So it's a numbers game is what it is. And it's just knowing your system and having good risk reward and good money management, et cetera. But yeah, knowing when you're wrong is like, one of the best skills you can have, most undervalued skill in trading.
I think also a marriage, for those married guys out there, there's a little message in that for you. Knowing when you're wrong and admitting it is that and a lot of therapy in the right book.
Yeah, but neither of those situations should you pull out early on the trade. I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
I'm the king of that. So.
Speaking of dead babies, are we still in a? Is this still a bull flag? Where are we at here?
Yeah, actually, that's actually one thing I should probably go back to, because I haven't really talked about that since the first show. But if you want to throw my screen back up, we can look at that real quick. So, yeah, I mean, we're channeling, obviously, right? But on a higher term, if you zoom out a little bit, this is a bull flag, right? Mm-hmm. And I think this is probably the proper anchor point, because I think this is a little bit too much chop to say this is like one pull. But regardless, right, this is very bullish high-term time frame price action when you have a big impulse move and you channel downwards, which would be considered a bull flag. And the reason that is because none of these swing points, right, where people have their stop losses and that sitting liquidity has been taken out yet, right? These are all untouched liquidity points. And so that's why bull flags are so bullish, in my opinion, is because, yes, we've had repeated sweeps of liquidity to the downside. We've wrecked the early FOMO, moon boy long traders as we've made our way to the upside to the all-time highs. But what we haven't wrecked is the short traders, right? The people suppressing price down. And so that's why, part of my thesis for taking this long right here after we got those liquidations was, hey, we're due for a massive short squeeze, because now the market was super fearful, super bearish. Everyone on Twitter was saying 35, 40K Bitcoin. We had all this liquidity to the upside. And I'm thinking in my mind, why, we just bounced at the bottom of this channel. And we have all this liquidity to the upside. To me, that sounds like a recipe for a short squeeze. So, and then one other thing I just wanted to quickly go over, because we haven't talked about it since I took this long right here, was the money flow index. And what's funny is I've talked about how accurate the MFI indicator has been throughout this channel, and calling like these swing low and swing high points almost to the dollar. And that's part of the reason I had taken this long trade. But it also just, called this short trade as well. So it was just another confluence point that I thought I'd point out. But pretty cool to see. So high term time frame wise, forming a bull flag, and to me that's very bullish. So
I've never used that indicator. Looks like a one.
It's similar, very similar to the RSI. I think it's just a little bit more accurate. It uses it has a volume weighted function with the RSI. It's very similar though. And how the RSI works. And so I like the MFI better, but it's been like insanely accurate the last couple months. So on the high term time frame. So anyways,
man, that's dope, dude. Somebody on the level of Kaz just learned something new on the show, right? Like that's what we're doing here. Is like,
I never used the MFI.
We're the normies on the show, and then you got people coming in, and the great thing is that we're always learning. And so shout out to that.
And that's the thing. Like I heard, Kaz was talking about the SMA, which sounds like it's a big part of your trading strategy. And I don't personally use the SMA. I know what it is. But that's the thing about trading is everybody has their own system. They have their own system. They have their own things that work. And it's not that one thing's wrong or right. It's a combination of those indicators and tools and systems that, make a profitable trader. And so, there's tons of probably indicators you could find that I've just never heard of, never seen, never used. It's just part of the game. I just have my kind of bread and butter indicators that I've, found that really stick and that really work. And those have been me testing indicators and strategies and tools over the last 5 years. And I've had, this group of tools that I think work best for my strategy, but it doesn't mean any indicator is more right or wrong than the other. So.
Wait, you don't use simple moving averages though?
I don't. I don't use. Wild. So I use VWAP. VWAP's, my kind
I definitely use VWAP though.
Yeah. So
all right, hold on. So,
okay, yeah, sorry.
Y'all need to just pump them brakes, because y'all are saying terms I have no idea what the buck you're talking about. So for a newbie like me, where would be a good place to start when it comes to this, like the charts and following the trends? Because I mean, you're throwing a lot of terms out there and things like that. But in a simplified answer, what would be, a good starting point?
So I guess this is what I would say, and this is what I tell all my friends. For trading, if you're trying to become a trader is different than like an investor, right? Like if my friends were trying to get into this and they're like, "Hey, I want to make money investing and whatever," I would say, "Hey, go invest in meme coins, right? Go put your money in Bitcoin or whatnot." Trading is something that, in my opinion, it's one of the hardest jobs in the whole world. It's the hardest easy money you can make. So if your goal is to like, hey, I want to become a pro trader and I want to commit the next 3 years of my life to losing money and learning one of the hardest skills in the world, then I would say, hey, I could put you on some good courses. But if your goal is to, hey, I want to be kind of a casual investor, I want to make money on the side, I want to, then I would say, hey, just know the right people, follow good projects, be active on Twitter, that sort of things. But in my opinion, for most casual investors, like you don't need to really know what an SMA is, in my opinion. Like you don't really need to know like a lot of the technical indicators. That's kind of my view. To me, it's kind of like a red herring. Like I think trading is like high level gambling for most people. And most people are going to lose a lot of money. Like I can't remember the exact statistics, but it's something like 97% of traders lose money in this market. And it's extremely hard to win in this market as like a trader. So I would say like you don't really need to know what tools like that are. I would just say, invest in things like meme coins and projects and coins. Be an investor, not a trader, is what I would say.
We got a
That's
great
nice.
question from, I think it's paired with you, Kaz. But what are courses if someone wanted to go online and get like some basics about just trading or technicals? Not even obviously, day trading, but just the basics. What are, some things besides your channel, by the way? You have an amazing channel for that. But what are some places people could brush up and learn a few, basic technical analysis and get an idea of how to spice up their chart and not over spice it?
Yeah, so I'd say start with William O'Neill. He's he's the legend of technical analysis, in my opinion. He's got a book called How to Make Money in Stocks. The first 200 pages of the book are literally just marked up weekly charts. And he's my hero. So he's the godfather of technical analysis. So I would say start with William O'Neill and Investors Business Daily. And so they have a YouTube channel. You can watch all sorts of videos. They interview traders on there, and yeah, they're traders, but they're more like investors. It's like investing, but using technical analysis to manage risk, right? And so I would say, trade off the weekly chart and just study William O'Neill's book called How to Make Money in Stocks, and it can change your life. Like, and that's what I'd say. And then Mark Minervini is my other guy that I really study. But William O'Neill. That's what I'd say. William O'Neill and Investors Business Daily.
Awesome. Yeah, if you could throw that in the comments for people, to give some people, some resources for the watchers of the show. What about you, Storm? Besides, obviously, going to Trading by Storm on YouTube, what are some of the mentors or places you've turned to learn?
Yeah, so for me, it's been a really long journey. I've been learning to trade for a little over 5 years now, and I started kind of in Forex, which is kind of the classic way to want to start trading, because Forex is kind of filled with like the influencer, hey, look at this nice car I drive, and it's kind of scammy. But I was only in Forex for about 2 months, and then I moved to crypto, and then to the stock market, and then back to crypto. But I would say I've had a lot of different people I've watched over the years. The best by far, where I model vast majority of my trading after, is Chart Champions. The main guy's named Daniel. He's a legend in himself too. He's truly one of the best traders, but great teacher as well. I will say though, his course, to do like his full course, it's like over $300 a month to like be part of his community and and whatnot, which I was a part of for a couple years. But to learn, I would say the best resource just to learn like the basic tool, like if you're just getting started, go on. I think it's called babypips.com. It's just like a website that breaks down like just all the basics of trading in all markets, and it'll talk about risk to reward, all the basic indicators, tools, patterns, etc. And that's the thing. Like you pay for someone's course, most of what they're going to be teaching you about is information you can find just generally on YouTube and the internet, right? Like I don't necessarily need to pay $300 a month to learn what a channel is, right? Or what a VWAP indicator is. Those are basically, on a basic level, very easy to understand. What I loved about Shark Champions is that he breaks it down in a very nuanced way, and he has very unique ways of looking at and trading different tools and indicators. And so to me, he has just the little ways he teaches things and trades things are worth $1 million in my opinion. He's legend.
Well, Storm, I could sit right down next to Mark Minervini and look at him trading and still not make money. That's what's crazy. It's like almost like martial arts trading. I trade with some OG cats every single morning. I wake up and I work with them every morning. It's like something that you're constantly working on, your psychology. And yeah, it's crazy. You can sit there and watch people making money and somehow not make money, or they can be losing money and you're making money and you're in the same room with them every day. So I never thought trading would send me down such a psychological, send me on such an introspective journey, right? So yeah, there's a lot to it. Like you can learn all the technicals in the world, and there's more to it than that. So.
Well, and this is the truth. This is one of the best pieces of advice that I could give anyone over my years of trading and learning. Because when you first get into it, I think the kind of lie that's told is that, hey, you can just use these group of indicators and tools and just do what it tells you to do, right? Like, hey, I can slap. It's about finding like a VWAP and you share that with the channel, Fibonacci, and the right combination. Right? And that, in my opinion, is very false. I think the difference between like a losing and a winning trader is experience. Like it's hard to explain. There's things you can't really quantify, but it's like the feeling, right? It's the feeling you get from trading. There's a lot of trades that like kind of meet what I would normally want to do or want to take a trade, but for whatever reason, I'm like, I just don't like it, right? I don't like the way the market looks. It's that feeling you get from hundreds, if not thousands of hours of just staring at the chart. And that's the real secret to becoming a profitable trader, in my opinion. And there's whole traders that are, I believe it's discretionary traders or it's non-discretionary, one of the two. But they don't use any tools or indicators at all. They just look at naked price action on a chart, and they're able to be profitable just looking at a chart and its price action and knowing when to buy or sell, using no indicators, maybe basic support lines. But yeah, I don't know. To me, that's the differentiator to me.
That's why the thing that we said earlier, well, I guess we can leave it here, but that's why the thing we said earlier about just knowing how to manage risk and making sure that you're taking trades as close to your stop out as possible. If you manage your risk and you actually have the psychological strength to take your stop and not hope that it comes back or hope that you're not wrong, take your stop, you can make money. But if you don't take your stop, and you don't manage risk, you don't have a chance.
I had somebody from crypto Twitter flew into Austin this weekend, and we went ACL Fest and had a great time, and just got to really chill. And during that weekend, we were watching something Moon, and we're like, it's like you just said, right? You got to take your stop versus having that like, oh, it's going to go more. And then all of a sudden you round trip it and you're like, fuck, that didn't feel good, right? And so I think a lot of times that difference is, one, you got to act as if you've been here before. If it's the first time, second, maybe even fifth time, you get so excited and you're amped up, your bag's up a bunch, then all of a sudden, sometimes you make that emotional decision, either one, to go ahead and just full clip it to take what you have and you end up screwing everybody else. Or two, it's a situation in which where you just think it's going to go higher, higher, and higher. And unfortunately, you know, just about every good thing comes to an end to some extent, right? And so understanding that is kind of, Kaz, what you just said just makes a lot of sense to me. It's like you have to have the mental acuity to know when to hit that stop.
So
I think
question. Sorry, man. You don't mean to cut you off. So would there be
No,
a way
you meant to cut
for-
me off, but I'm okay with it, Buck. No, I was kidding.
Calm down. I told the CIA to cut you off. No, but see, look, you're gonna make me forget my question. So, is there anything I could like analyze or see to predict that in a sense as a newbie? Like, I'm trying to rephrase the question. I got all fucking out of whack. But is there a way to kind of like see a trend and predict that, or is it watching the charts, or is it like?
Yeah, I mean,
like
so
a
for
gamble?
instance, right? So for instance, I can give you an example. If you pull my chart up, this is a really simple one here. So here on the Bitcoin chart, these are daily candles. So each candle represents 1 day of price action. Storm took his long, I think, from right here, right?
Yeah, so I'd taken the original long from the last swing point, that really big liquidation, and then I compounded.
Oh wow, you caught it on that day.
Yeah, so I tweeted all this. You can look at all these tweets, but I took that original long from that massive liquidation candle in the daily close, and then I took some profit on the midpoint, which is that first kind of rejection, and then I compounded more on that next channel bottom hit. So
beautiful. So the point is he's taking trades down here, and the reason he's taking trades down here is because he knows that if I assume that you know that if we start closing daily candles in here, you're wrong, right?
Exactly.
So
Yep.
he's risking this much, right? This little amount much to make this much. See that? And that's what
That's
those are
the piece
positions
right there, y'all.
and those are the positions that you want to put yourself in all the time. And that could be on any time frame. It could be on a 5-minute chart. It could be on a daily chart. It could be on a weekly chart. But you need to put yourself in situations where, and the reason he knows he's wrong, just to take it one step further, is because, look, if we start closing daily candles down here, then anybody who's bought anywhere in the last 7 months is now underwater. So what does that mean psychologically? It's likely that there's going to be a lot more selling to come, right? Because there's a lot of money that is now there's a lot of accounts now that are red. Okay, anybody who bought anywhere in here, and there was a lot of buying, is now significantly underwater, right? So that a lot of times can cause more selling, and it can get worse. But instead, what happened was the bid remained. This is probably an institutional bid. And when you look at the Commitment of Traders report, you can see there was a lot of retail traders got stopped out. A lot of longs got stopped out because it's scary when these big candles happen. And also there's just hard stops, right? So they're stopping out. And guess who's buying down here? Institutions and commercials. So that's what you want to see. The floor is being built out by the institutions and commercials who have a longer outlook on their trades, generally speaking. And you generally want to get a long or short wherever they're getting long or short. So you want to be buying and selling with the big money because they're the ones. It's not your mom and pop that move markets; it's them, right? So yeah, that was a great trade because he's risking a small amount to potentially make a lot. Does that make sense?
That does.
Yeah, a lot more upside in that trade. But something also to keep in mind over here, we're talking more technical trading, what you guys are doing. When you're in a meme coin project, you might evaluate the way that you trade a lot differently. And having a short stop or a tight trade stop on a meme coin is not always the way to go because they can have so much fluctuation. And you want to have more of an idea, is this a quick play that I'm going to start scaling out 25% at a time and take initials after 2 or 3x? Or am I okay with some big swings because I feel it's going a lot higher based on my research, based on who's leading it, based on the meme? So you want to trade those a lot differently than what you guys are talking about, trading a Bitcoin chart, for example. It's a totally different game.
That's
way
that's a
different.
very, very important point.
A short stop on a meme coin, not a good idea
No way.
necessarily.
No, when I'm trading memes, I'm using that volatility to my advantage, and we can talk about that later too. I'm trading with less size because you get bigger moves. But yeah, we can talk about that.
And
hey, real quick question. Somebody in the chat said, "Does mooning mean peak?"
Yes, when it goes up, when it's going up really high, the chart is mooning.
It's to the moon.
Or it's taking its pants off. I think it means going high, though.
Depends
You're
on
like, this chart is shirt cocking right now.
Calm down, Deadpool.
There's the another thing
Winnie the Pooh.
that's interesting, and I'm pretty ADHD myself, is you can start... No, I thought that segue would work out well. When you start looking at all the places that you guys were talking about for technical analysis, you can get overwhelmed with a million different ways to trade. And it's important to just find a couple and know that you can be very successful with those, because if you put all of the greatest indicators together, you end up with a giant mess and honestly, oftentimes no clear direction. So it's good to find ones that you can relate to, use them, work with them, see how that goes, rather than having like the premium subscription to TradingView and 1,800 technicals on your chart. Start with a few. You really don't need that many to be an effective trader, or if you're not day trading, to at least use it, like I think you said, Kaz, to minimize your risks by using that analysis. Like, it doesn't even have to be full on technical trading. It can also really help you as an investor, a long-term trader, when you want to have entry and exit points, I think.
It can just be a random spot. You can just have a money stop. Be like, I'm risking $20 to make $1,000, or $20 to make $100. I don't care what the technicals are. If it goes to 20, I'm out, because that's how that's my trading plan. I'm risking 1 to make 5. And if it hits 1, I'm out. And if you do that over and over, you can flip a coin and do that and be profitable. What happens is the human psychology. It does. You basically have to go against what your whole body's telling you to be a trader. Because when you're wrong in a trade, you want the human generally wants to say, well, I hope that it comes back. I'm gonna wait for it to come back. I hope that it comes back. Because when you click that button, you're wrong. It's over. It's over. You're wrong, right? And as long as the trade's open, there's still a chance that you could be right. And then on the contrary, when you are right, the body's telling you, your mind is telling you, push the button. You're right. So people end up scurrying off with these little tiny wins, and they end up letting their losses run for far too long. And so you need to correct that. And it's not naturally what the human wants to do, which is why, generally speaking, the average person is not profitable.
Yeah, it's definitely a mental game. I prefer just to never sell, round trip the whole thing. I got into Ethereum. I feel comfortable on. I keep it in there for a while. Went into a Solana play the other day. It always goes wrong for me. It was called The Last Supper. I got literally crucified within 6 minutes of me going into that play. It did not work out well.
I mean, the name off top sounded suspect.
It was literally called The Last Supper. I was about to, convert over.
You got crucified, huh?
Wow. Well, that's what. Okay, honestly, I've been, for the past month or so, I've been completely focused on memes and crypto, because this is like, okay, so markets are efficient, right? And these types of opportunities, they don't last. And so while meme coins are a thing, people talk about 10Xs like they're nothing. Like Storm and I, we trade in the stock market, or like regular charts like Bitcoin. Like, there's no 10Xs here. We want 20%, 10%.
Yeah.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, another big part of money management is how much you risk. And most of the time I'm risking 2% of my portfolio on a trade and making, maybe let's say 5x of that. So like a big trade, I'm making 10% of my portfolio, which is awesome. But like 20x, 40x of your account is insane. Like it's crazy.
It's ridiculous. So with memes, what you can do is you can take very small size, and a lot of times my risk is it can go to 0. You know what I mean? But like, so I'm risking, say, 1 Solana or 1 ETH, and it can turn into 100. It's crazy. Like, so while these opportunities exist, I'm absolutely focused on memes. And the other thing is that there's real edge in this market. There's actual edge. Like you can meet the right people. You can just have a good sense for memes, memetics, and the history of memes. Like that, there's real edge to be found. So I'm really focused on memes right now.
So, question for that then: where would be a good place or community or because I'm like I said, I'm like 4 weeks deep into crypto, right? So where would be a good starting point to find some of these meme coins and things like
You're
that?
here.
I was just gonna
wallet.
say,
Obviously,
Your
Yeah, I mean
wallet.
this is probably your
talking-
wallet first and foremost. You
Oh,
literally
well,
have
no.
analysts
My
trading
wallet
for you.
out of this.
This is like
yes,
the dopest
so that's
setup for
so
you.
that's obvious, right? I would say right now the most alpha is in Twitter Spaces, or X Spaces.
Bars.
X Spaces is where it's at. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the important part of that too is because the thing with crypto Twitter that I'm realizing is it's easy for a lot of people to act in ways that may not be coming of themselves when they're behind a screen and nobody knows what they look like, or they can dump on you, or there's
Bloodboy.
rugs or stuff like that. Well, the exception of him, I think he genuinely is a good guy, unless if you're a Crip, in which case then he's just like throwing stuff up left and right. You know what I mean? But otherwise, all good, man. Blood in, blood out. Am I right? So anyways, but then, dude, I think what you do is you start to find your people, right? You start to attract these people. Like I was on a, I like that you have a thumb up now. I was, kind of early on, I bumped into Kaz and started listening to him. He's like, wow, this person, he genuinely, one, cares, two, knows what the hell he's talking about. Saw Bloodboy on there, and this was somebody that was really on just about every space. Like, dude, man, he just didn't take a break. And really was just going for it. And so, that's what made me want to put funds in his project, because I was investing in a person at that point. Recently met Storm, but just the amount of people that come to me that are like my real estate agents and people in Austin that have no clue what the hell's going on to Twitter. And by the way, Storm, I started you a Hinge page, but you're doing really well. By the way, wait till you come to Austin. You're gonna mop up, son. He's 26, he's 6'4", hung out with Vegas Barbie in Vegas. I don't even know what that means, but I'm pretty sure I know what that means. Whatever, you know what I mean. And so, at the very least, Storm's gonna be on the next Bachelor. No, but it's just what you do is we're finding our tribe, right? We're finding our people. And then, the thought of memetics and kind of what that means, right? And that's, guys, you and I had a conversation a while ago about that, because I was trying to get somebody to, to jump on stage at VCon. And, talking to people about that and even what that means and just the history of memetics and whatnot. So, Buck, to your point, there's a lot of information out there. And there's certainly people that you can get sucked into that then they might say do something, and they might own a lot of the coin. And when you throw your money in, they're pulling their money out, and they're kind of dumping on you at that point, right? And so ultimately, everybody in this space, definitely do your own research. This has got to be the most risky stuff other than investing in the cartel, I would think. That's probably pretty risky too. But, this is very risky. But to Kaz's point, you can hedge your bets a little bit, right? You can count cards, so to speak. And what I love about real estate that's different than stocks is that this is all information, right? And so if I know, for example, that if I know before anybody else that Elon Musk bought 2,400 acres for some company of his in Southeast Austin, I'm going to go buy up all the land around it. Because what he's doing is he's basically making that area significantly more valuable. And that can go down to a single family home, or it can go to a 100-acre tract right next to it.
He doubled my property value over by Tesla factory. Literally. Doubled.
There you go.
Just by building the factory.
Yeah, and that happened across the board. And that's the stuff that Kaz is talking about, right? Is you can start to get that alpha. You can start to get that information. And then on top of that, then you can be the person that maybe jumps on the team. And if you're passionate about, if you have a bunch of time and you're passionate about rating, like you can start to contribute, and that's what creates the community. And I'll tell you what, man, you all of a sudden your Fridays and Saturdays, you end up on your computer instead of going out because you're just there, just hustling and talking to everybody, right? And that's
I always am, but
yeah, you're.
If you know what's good for you, you're at your computer on the weekends right now.
Yeah, this is the time that you want to be locked in over here, 100%. Like there's not many opportunities in life that give you these type of returns if you're tapped in and you have the ability to actually change your wealth by being tapped in. And I want to add to what you're saying about finding your people. You want people who are tapped in, honest, and everybody's bringing value. And you're going to find yourself in better groups of people if you're bringing value to the space. The more value you bring, the more people are going to want to be around you. And then you're going to have to find a way to sift through those different people and get a good core of, a couple of friends, a couple of groups that are giving you good information.
I love that that's coming from the cartoon.
Also, just on
Honesty.
record, the cartel investment has been going well, but I cannot speak fully on anything except for that it has been a very, very constant product. And that's about all that I could speak about is it's one of the few things that has not been affected by inflation. But again, there's not many more things that I could speak further about that particular relationship that I possibly don't have.
Oh, we wouldn't know either way. Hey, by the way, shout out. We got 23,500 views so far. That's pretty good.
Oh, wow.
And
Grandma's
we're
smashing
only
them.
halfway through. Yeah, dude, he's killing it, man.
I see babies are here. What up, babies?
Yeah.
Right.
Also, how do you keep from FOMOing into coins? I absolutely do not keep from FOMOing into coins. I do it on a daily basis. I do not stop from FOMOing into coins. Anybody know about a ticker FOMO by any chance? It feels like there's something familiar about that ticker. I don't know where I'm hearing it from.
Are you? Should I buy it right now, or what's going on here? Don't do this to me again, man. I can't with you.
Well, first of all,
early entry on FOMO. That's my guy.
I'm pretty sure I called Mood,
I see what
which
you
is
did
a
there.
1600X, but I think FOMOing into FOMO on the show would be the ultimate FOMO.
Buy now or FOMO later.
It's happening.
Buy twice. Why do the math?
That's right. Let's make it happen.
I'm so
Okay, we're FOMOing on show. Yeah, Bucket meanwhile ran his wallet from 1,500 to 15,000. He's like, does anybody have trading advice for me?
No, I heard about you, Buck. I got a good one for you. I can't wait for that segment.
Come on, wait. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Amazing.
You know you're in crypto when like a 10x in 2 weeks is like, oh man, I think I really need to reevaluate my portfolio. It's not where I wanted it to be. Meanwhile, everybody at the S&P 500 is just flicking you off, slashing your tires.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying, dude. These people who trade crypto or trade meme coins don't understand how good we have it. Sometimes I swear. So
yes.
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm grateful, man, and I'm not taking it for granted. I swear I barely sleep. I'm dialed in. I understand the opportunity, and I feel like it's gonna go away. I'm like, this is, So I'm gonna keep working.
Kaz, speaking of that, earlier, I think it might have been 2 episodes ago, it was talked about that, like what would be your oh shit, it might be time to get out, right? Is that everyone's talking about Doge, or is that Bitcoin hits 120? What's your, what's your start to think about?
Like a black swan event type thing, when everything's gonna start going to zero. I mean, so I think it's more important. So I think that's a really good question, because everybody always talks about what to buy, when they got in, right, et cetera, but how much money they made, right? But nobody talks about how to act when they're in the trade, right? How when to take profits, at what point do you take profit? You know what I'm saying? How much do you take? So I think having a plan when you enter a trade, like Bloodboy mentioned earlier, is this going to be a trade where I'm going to take my initials out when I get a 2x and then leave a runner. Am I going to be? Is this something that I have conviction in, and I want to take it through to the end of the bull run? Right. As far as like a sign for when it's all over, that's a tough one. Like that's a tough one. It's going to be very nuanced. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, I think. I did tell myself whenever Bitcoin hits significant supply, like I'm going to probably take profits probably when Bitcoin goes into 100K, for instance. I'll probably take some off the table. Mm-hmm. I assume that my meme coins will be significantly in profit if Bitcoin's at 100,000. So like stuff like that, round numbers on Bitcoin. But generally speaking, when I'm in a meme trade, especially if it's something that I have like a solid position in. A lot of them are very low liquidity, so you don't want to be like full clipping out of them, or you're gonna hurt the coin, right? Especially if it's like something that your people are in, or if it's something that you want to continue trading, right? So I like to take like small percentages out every time we make a new high, for instance. Like I'll set limit orders at previous highs, stuff like that,
Yeah, that's genius. And I think that's great advice for those that may not know. And then that term, we use the term laddering out here, and that sounds like something that would be kind of very similar and something that's kind of very relatable.
It's
which I think is great.
I think it's a lot simpler when it comes to selling. You should sell after I sell. That's what I give my friends advice.
Bloodboy is when Bloodboy sells. That's the top of the market.
That's the top.
Yeah,
5 minutes later, everybody can get rid of their bags. No, it's you just have to understand what's the time frame that you want to be in, and then decide how you want to scale out. I do want to two interesting topics that I did want to talk about with what you had said. One was liquidity, and the other one was where the market's going. We're seeing right now, Nero is probably going to hit $1 billion this week.
Dude, that's crazy.
But what's amazing is we're not even there. Like, we are not in the bull run. Bitcoin is not sent. It's still in that same channel of doom. And we're seeing it literally having coins start to go to the billions of dollars, new ones, which is unbelievable. It just gives you a little preview of how crazy this is about to get. Like, I didn't expect to have $1 billion token hit. And I was talking to Storm, you messaged me about that. Like, Bloodboy, it was in a very low range, amazing community. Shout out to everybody in Bloodboy and the conviction. It was around 250,000, and this week it broke out to almost $800,000, like literally God candled. And you're starting to see these early moves where people are front running what they know is going to be an epic bull run. And I think that's a good thing to look at, is the projects that are starting to really move before the bull run has started. It shows the strength of the community and the conviction of people, because they've been literally watching it and saying, I want to get ahead of the schedule. I want to get ahead of that rush of money. I want to FOMO. Well, not really FOMO, but they've been watching. There's a lot of liquidity that's watching. And to see Nero go to like almost $1 billion already is absolutely insane. I mean, we're not even in the bull run, and we're already seeing a new $1 billion token.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say, I wanted to piggyback real quick off of what you guys were just talking about. And like you said, it's insane that we have multi-billion-dollar coins already at this point in the cycle. And I know you guys were talking about like when should you get out of your meme coin bags, etc. And I think there's two different types of meme coins. There's long-term investment meme coins, and there's kind of like, hey, get in, get out meme coins, right? And we've talked extensively about what coins we think are the long-term investment meme coins. And I don't know if you could throw my screen up real quick. This is something we kind of talked about on the show a while ago. I thought it'd be cool to check back in because it kind of goes with that same theme. But one thing I'm tracking specifically for when to get out of my long-term meme coin investments is the Bitcoin dominance chart. And what this basically charts is what percentage of the entire crypto market cap that Bitcoin encapsulates, right? And so the reason I think this is so important, this meme coin cycle, is because it's so clear when a meme coin or slash altcoin season happens, right? So these were the two like meme coin altcoin seasons marked out in this purple box. This isn't me like drawing a purple box over this massive downward impulse wave. This is literally, if you Google, the 2021 altcoin season dates, this is where I drew the box from. Very clearly, right? When Bitcoin takes a massive dump, you're talking about like a 20 something % decrease in dominance over the course of a couple weeks. That's altcoin season, right? That's when, tens of billions of dollars from Bitcoin and high caps are flowing into these altcoins, and it happens every cycle, right? And so just to give you an idea of where we're at this cycle, right? This is like considered or was the bottom of Bitcoin this cycle, the bear market. And this is what Bitcoin dominance has done over the course of the past, year and a half ish, close to 2 years now, right? It's only gone up, right? And so we haven't gotten this massive impulse move to the downside. For me, I'm waiting for this to happen, right? And like you guys said, it's insane that we have meme coins at multi-billion-dollar market caps already when we haven't even seen this move happen, right? And so it's totally possible that we see coins like Pepe and Bobo and those type of coins do like a 20 to 30x from where they're at right now. 100% could happen. And so for me, this is something I would really highly recommend people track if they're in coins like Pepe and Blood and Dodo and Bobo and those really, Brett, those kind of high conviction, long-term meme coins, because right now we haven't even really got to the exciting point of this cycle, right? But when you do see these coins kind of start to make that really sharp dive, right? So like if you see something like this, where, over the course of a couple weeks, we see Bitcoin dominance just absolutely tank. For me, that's like, hey, I got to start thinking about getting out. Because if you watched the history of what Doge and Sheeb and those other coins have done, they do like the price action on them they'll do like a 30, 40x in the matter of like, a couple weeks. And they'll reach things like 20, 40, 50 billion market cap. But that basically gets, they basically go back to where they were and even quicker in a week and a half, 2 weeks. And so I would be really careful when you see Bitcoin dominance start to like really plummet. It's going to be good. You're going to see your meme coin bags absolutely send, but you really got to start thinking, hey, this is time for me to ladder out. So.
Word.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. As soon as that starts to drop, you want to be scaling out of the positions after it starts to send. Don't be that guy holding the top of the chart while everybody sells and then you.
I'm always that guy.
Well, there's a reason for that. That's why we're friends, Paul.
Is that why you call me all the time?
Well, I literally have you in my phone as exit liquidity, but that's neither here. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's neither here nor there. You want to scale out when it starts, sell the greed, buy the fear, sell the greed. And we're seeing that, buy the blood in the streets. You're seeing that happening right now, and the people are going to be really rewarded who bought during that fear, who held through everything. And in terms of liquidity, by the way, for Bloodboy, of course, right now someone sells, which really is meaningless because we're at such a low market cap. Paul's like, no, you're mine.
Keep talking that liquidity. Shit, Bloodboy. I'm dumping on your head right now for FOMO.
Oh, man. But the liquidity is almost 16, 17%. And having really high liquidity in Bloodboy, what it does is even if someone sells, it helps stabilize that, because when you sell, the speed that it goes down is based on the Ethereum in the pool, and the speed that it goes up is based on the tokens. So when you have more Ethereum and lower amounts of tokens, you end up with a chart that goes down slow and it goes up fast, which is really ideal. And it's funny because we've had people sell for massive losses during the summer, and all that Ethereum just helps that long-term stability of the chart. Another one that's really been insane with that has been Doggo Inu, which I've been leading. They are at like 2.5% only of tokens left in the pool, but about a 10% liquidity to market cap ratio at a $4 million valuation, or $4.5
really
million.
Nice. I was looking at that.
Right? It's wild. Like we had someone decide to sell like $30,000, $40,000, and it didn't even go down $1 million in market cap, and it's already back. That Ethereum keeps it stable, and then having low tokens gives it that supply shock where every movement in market cap is 2 to 3x of what other projects have, simply because of that balance. So it's interesting how you can have a chart that has both ends good, of having high Ethereum and low tokens, and those tokenomics are really positive. And it's something that everybody can look out for in their trades. And it's not necessarily a bad thing having an imbalance in other tokens, but you should know what you're dealing with. So if there's very little Ethereum, it's going to go down very quickly when anybody sells. And if you have like 80% of the tokens available on Uniswap, let's say, it's not going to go up that quickly. And you could help judge your trades and how you want to go in, go out, and reduce your risk by understanding those liquidity pools. It's a really valuable tool to understand.
Real quick though, so back to the meme coin, how would you be able to determine if it's a long-term play versus short-term play? Would it be more community-based driven behind it, or like how would you determine the play on that aspect?
I think if you have a long-term community that people are building up, like we could use Bobo the Bear, for example. Mm-hmm. They have artists, they have a huge community, they have a lot of conviction. It's a meme that can be used anywhere, anytime. It's sort of timeless, honestly. That's a play that you can just put your money in, and you know at some point it's going to do some serious numbers, and you don't really worry about the short term. But if you have a play, let's say there's a really cute baby chicken that gets born tomorrow, there's a good chance that baby
just
chicken,
one.
Well, if we get into the whole baby chicken world, it gets very, very ugly very, very quick. It's a dark world. There are hippos.
The hippo's sending, dude. The hippo is beyond the animal at this point. Those
we'll definitely talk full hippo.
I fucked that one up. That worked out really well for me.
I'll tell you a funny story how I actually ended up with spare Ethereum to move that play. I'm just so stupid. We'll talk about that in a moment. But if you have like a short-term meta, let's call it Tyson the chicken, who starts to go viral.
Jesus.
Oh God, George.
Yeah, that chicken's not gonna last very long. You know anything about
no. You're gonna end up with nuggets and no chicken breast pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's very nuanced, man. It's a very nuanced space, and it's about understanding the people who are behind the project, the community. The meme itself is like a historic meme that exists with or without the coin, right? But yeah, it's a very nuanced thing, and the thing is, it's really hard too, because most 99% of them go to zero in 24 hours, right? So it's very hard. It's a high risk, high reward space, and
yeah. I could give Doggo Eno as an example of why you might want to go into the project, and you could apply this logic to any project out there. So you have good tokenomics, which is important. A lot of people know me and the team that are behind it. So people will go in because they say, okay, we see who's running it. We know that they're serious. They're going to do a good job. And then you also have some very large whales that are posting about it and saying that they have conviction. So you know that you have liquidity, a good team, good memetics, and you're hearing about it from different places that you might trust. It might be in different alpha groups or different chats. So those are some reasons some people might go in on a play. On the other hand, I get other plays that are possibly really good, and I'll get information like, oh, I saw a wallet go into this. I'm not really sure what's going on, but they've been successful before and they have a lot of Ethereum in it. Maybe you want to go put a small position in there. So you're moving into a higher risk area, but possibly it will work out. I think you just have to, the more you're tapped into that network, it really is a keep your ear to the ground type of situation. The closer you're there, the more successful you're going to be. And then the last thing was like the memetics. Like Bobo the Bear has really strong memetics. It has something that's very relatable. Stonks has a very relatable memetics as well. And that's a really big plus, because at some point we're going to have to introduce these memes to the rest of the world, which is what we're doing here. you want to have something that's relatable and that they can understand. Stonks is easy, blood, a dog. But then there's some really weird ones like, I don't know, the fourth founder of Bitcoin's middle name. Maybe it's not going to be as relatable as the other one. So it's a combination.
And I would have thought
of
Last
all of
Supper
those.
would have hit, honestly. Thinking about it, a lot of people have read about it at least, right? Like, this is a story old as time.
My idea was for everybody to.
The fact that you got rugged by the Last Supper.
I was like, everybody could post their Last Supper. Just like post a picture of a half-eaten burger and a couple of tacos, and just do hashtag Last Supper. I don't know. I had that idea, but then you also have random wins. Like, I was in a project that I had just aped into a while back called like Polaris or something. I literally forgot that I had a giant bag of it. I bought it at $25,000. I woke up today. I'm literally looking through my wallet because some of them don't show. And I check and I'm like, oh crap, I got 3 Ethereum of Polaris. Well, let me go turn that into 0 or 12 Ethereum, immediately, can't leave it in anything. And that was a very random play just based off of people talking about Polaris. So put some of that into the newest baby hippo's sister's cousin's mom's uncle, Mood.
Oh, did you buy it? Are you in the Mood Dwang?
Yeah, I was just top blasting it. I felt like that little hippo needed a little bit of love. So I gave it a little bit of love. And yeah, it's doing very great, but it's interesting how like sometimes the most random things in the world end up completely sending.
You're talking about the cousin, right? Mood Dwang's cousin on
Mood Dwang, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's sending. I'm looking at it right now. Like, what is happening?
Oh, dude. So this is one of those. This is what we're talking about, right? Buck is like, how do you know when to get into something? So a friend of mine hit me. He was like, "Hey, this just got called." So instantly, when somebody says that to me, I don't just buy it. I go into Deck Screener first. I jump into Telegram, and I start seeing people that I know are actually really good at the marketing of this. And all the back end stuff. To me, to successfully run a CTO project, obviously you need the coal side of it, but you also need the back end side of it, right? You need the person that's going to understand how to run the Twitter properly. You're going to need the person that's going to understand how to set up a Telegram, how to create a website quickly, all this other stuff. And I was in there and I hit the dude. I'm not going to call him out on this, but I'll text you guys who it is because he's part of other big projects as well.
Satoshi?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's he created ETH. I don't know if I pronounce his name. I'm never good with words, but I never pronounce his name. But
it's a silent V. Silent V.
Yeah, Vitalik. Yeah,
it's italic. The V is silent.
Italic. Yeah. Dude looks like his name sounds like an AARP commercial. Like, have you taken your Vitalik today? It's like, yeah. So. So I was like, shit. Okay, so I'm starting to see the pieces come together, right? I know somebody big was going to call it at 20K, which is a pretty big deal. It was at 80,000 at the time, so I bought like 3.5% of it, and life is good right now.
Yeah. If anybody wants Paul's address currently, he is available for mugging. Oh no! Congrats. I like to use these situations to see who's texted me first and last and then reevaluate my friendship with you. If you're the third source of the alpha, there's a good chance you're dead to me.
Hey, it's top 3 at least. Top 3 at least.
Hey, yeah, no.
I just didn't want to admit to you that I was buying something other than Doggo or Blood.
Oh, you'll come back to the mothership soon. And don't worry, we've got enough room for that fat little hippo of yours.
I'm still buying both. I'm still buying both. I want you to know I'm a 1% owner in Blood, and still going to keep adding. And I'm doing well in Doggo Inu as well. So
Doggo is a race to get to 1% because there's no tokens. And these whales are just like so many multi-million-dollar wallets at top. It's bananas. But I want to talk about hippos. I don't know anything about them except for they eat watermelons and grass on the TikToks that I've seen. But
they're very angry.
I'm not
bipolar.
sure.
They're bipolar.
They're fast. I was looking at videos of them running last night on David's face, and they run hella fast, but they look like they're walking. They're like nonchalant, but they're like
a waddle run.
Yeah.
So you got bipolar speedy hippos running around. Stay on the opposite side of the
I can't wait.
guys.
You just said you bought. Wait, hold up. You said you bought 3% of this token.
3.5.
Kaz is doing the math on do we mug him tonight?
Oh, dude, you're up like $250,000.
Well, this is
I don't even know what it's at, by the way. I've been setting up for this damn show, so I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised.
That's not true. I texted Paul. I'm like, you're watching the chart, aren't you?
Do not dump on my head, right?
Look,
But-
you know what, dude? My dumbass had like 8.5% of stonks at 40 million, and I didn't sell any of it. So, Cass, we need to talk later. I'm just not good at this game, apparently.
Speaking of what you're saying, though, when
do
you
the math
said
on that one.
he has $250,000, nobody who's listening to this show and in stonks wants to do that math for a minute. So we'll save people's tears in therapy. It will go higher. It will go back. Don't do any math at the moment.
By the way, did you guys see who called stonks
I just
today?
made that number up.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's definitely not $250,000. But did you guys see that Max called stonks today?
Nice. Congrats.
That's huge.
Yeah, dude, he's a beast.
But
You're a
what's
huge holder in
interesting,
stonks too. You fucking savage. I didn't know this about you. You nut.
Paul's 100%.
Yeah, dude, real
savage.
estate's I'm actually just a real estate guy that just plays with crypto. And so here we are.
Wow, you're doing
But
great.
this guy over here, when he's invested, it's all or nothing. You'll come to find out.
Yeah, I've heard about.
I only
those
go
things.
full retard.
I wonder how much
Always
you own
go-
FOMO now.
Always go full
Dude.
retard.
I saw it was at 20. I was like, oh, dude, I don't want to do this.
Wait, hold on. FOMO's at 20. Hold on one second.
Yeah, fuck you.
We're gonna-
Don't you do this to me.
Yeah,
man.
so FOMO, we're it's just
Kaz, save that segment until I buy. We are going to go to to commercial break right now. Kaz had some technical cut Kaz off. Take him off the show. As
I'm
quickly
trying
as
to get the
possible.
homies in. I'm trying to get the homies in.
Oh,
low,
yeah. No, bro.
on
I'm
the floor.
in. Thank you.
Wait. Okay, I'm going to go 8
I want,
on
you know,
that.
I'm rocking with Stonks. I'm rocking with Bobo. You know what I mean?
I'm rocking with Kaz. Let's
Ali,
fucking go.
all these. So there's a lot of talk about dilution and stuff. Last thing I want to do is put another thing on anyone's plate. But we're gonna send these things, and there's gonna be plenty of liquidity. And then I know that it'll be FOMO's turn.
By the way, guys, do your own research. This is not financial advice.
FOMO's just such a strong meme. I can't believe that
Oh.
there's not already one at. You know what I mean? Like it's just. Such,
Bro, is this the same FOMO that Guardian had a long time
Yeah.
ago?
Do you know
Yeah,
that I
exactly.
was the one who called that, by the way? You guys want to hear the FOMO story?
It's the same contract.
No
You
way.
guys-
Dude, so I've owned this before.
Contract.
Do
Yeah.
you want to hear the story of what happened?
Yeah, I would love to.
So I was aping into a shitcoin with absolutely no DYOR or FA or any terms and conditions. It was at like 8 or 10,000, and I had seen a bunch of buys come in, and I sort of got dumped on by like the 8 or 10 wallets that were connected from like 8,000 to 2,500. So I was like, oh no, sister, you're not going to do this to me. So I decided to message a few people. And including Guardian, I messaged him. And within about 10 minutes, it went to $200,000. And I hope that person was watching. And that is called trading petty. There's no life lessons here.
Unbelievable.
I love how
it.
vindictive you are.
Yes, immature. My therapist has other words for it. But petty is an indicator on my charts.
No,
Does
honestly,
your
my
therapist know
boy.
that you are a cartoon on a live stream? I just would love to hear this conversation because, sorry.
My boy Kenny, who's really doing it. Like he's a B2B marketer, and I was like, dude, you're perfect. Like you can help me like bridge the gap to Twitter. Like so, we're like slow cooking up the Twitter and the YouTube and like trying to like he knows how to like make stuff go viral. So like we're like really slow cooking the thing. But like honestly, he wasn't supposed to be doing this right now, so I don't like it's not too low of a market cap. But like you guys probably own more than me now. But it's your project now. You just CTO'd it.
Well, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna fast cook a slow cook. I'm gonna ape a
Can't
quarter.
triple stamp a double stamp first and foremost. Everybody
Well, I'm
knows
gonna.
that.
I don't know the math, but I'm
here he
gonna ape
goes.
a quarter. I'm gonna ape a quarter deep into this sucker. I do want to say that yeah, I don't math. I just ape. I do want to say some of the projects that have been called on here, like Doggo Eno, I put in at 1 million. It's gone up to 8
Dude.
million. I also called Moodang. That was 1 million, although I had like at 60,000. That went up to almost 90 million. I think FOMO is going to be the next $100 million call on here. And now that I've bought in, I would encourage everybody to go check for that contract code. Kaz can come back on the show.
Normie coded. It's so normie coded. Like,
And by the way,
normie-
sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
It's a great ticker.
I'm going to transfer 1% to the Jumping Planets wallet, so that way there. Buck, you're
Let's
welcome.
go.
Perfect.
You're too good to me.
Now I don't gotta use my call.
By the way, shout out Z.
Oh,
I see you in
I
the
got a
chat.
good one. I got a good one for
it.
that wallet.
Okay.
I see you in the chat, Z. I wish you were here roasting. Look, I'm freshly bald today.
FOMO is sending. Look at all these buys coming in.
Is it really?
Just saying, like, we got like 100Xs called on this show. So I think FOMO, we are going to see another 100X coming through here. We encourage everybody to FOMO.
By the way, we're at
FOMO.
37,000 views right now, and I'm
Holy
gonna go
shit.
ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the chat.
Let's go. Paul, do you mind throwing the Bloodboy and the Doggo Eno token contract in there as well after FOMO? Guys, we've been calling some amazing picks over here on the show. And Buck, who pretends to not know anything about crypto, is probably casually making $1 million trade because he's one of the most successful traders in meme coins right now, honestly.
I mean, it's with the team right here, though, honestly. Like, literally 4 weeks ago, I started this, and here we are. But you guys definitely got my fucking attention, and guess what I'm going to be doing?
You are a degenerate now. Even during the week, by the way, Buck is messaging us. He's like, we've added a little more Ethereum from a wallet I robbed from my grandmother's house. We're moving it over.
What's crazy is I've actually been in this space working it because I did what's the Synapse in Tampa. I've done Consensus here twice. I've been involved in some of these communities and scenes. I've just never saw the light to take the time. Music is my life, but I think I just found a new career.
Music is my life. Is that a ticker or is that about?
That will be my Jumping Planet's first coin.
Yeah, you
Jumping
just found
Planets
a new
would be a
career.
good ticker.
Or it'd be M4L, Music for Life.
Oh man, you just watched. There's someone on Pumped Up Fun. Guys, 36,000 viewers. Welcome everybody to the show. We're so happy that you are here, and we strongly encourage you to buy the tokens in the Jumping Planets wallet because, goddamn, they are sending, absolutely sending.
And for those just now tuning in and whatnot too, this is a live experiment we're basically doing. We started 4 weeks ago with $1,500 pretty much, and slowly but surely, just each guest we have, we just listen to their consensus on where we should invest, and this is where we are in 4 weeks.
And well, Buck, that really means a lot to me because I was told that I was the experiment live on air, so I'm happy that I'm not the primary experiment. But shout out to FOMO for being a Chad and saying I'm just here to support the homie. Well, you run the risk of people FOMOing in to FOMO if you're going to be on air, and we are strongly encouraging to skip the NFA, skip the DYOR, and FOMO. Guys, this thing is gonna send.
That's the meme, right? That's the whole meme. Like once it starts sending, like, because I love the fact that I've been just kind of hinting it to people for like 4 months, and me and my boy Kenny have been cooking. I'm like, dude, just don't worry, because he's not from this. He's like, dude, what's going on? I'm like, dude, trust me, there's a lot. Market's not ready. Like, we'll just keep building out the socials, like doing little stuff. Like we got these masks. We got a street team that's gonna be like actually flying and like. Yeah, like actually firing.
Oh, dude,
like,
let's go.
Just different normie coded shit, like different types of marketing that hasn't really been fucked with. Because like I really want to start him a marketing agency, but anyways,
Hey,
like I'm like, this is a
Kaz,
great
Paul
ticker.
Smith here. Let's do this.
Paul, you have to
Yeah.
stop saying yes to every idea that's ever proposed to you.
I don't think he knows how. I've witnessed it.
No, I do the same thing, Paul. I do the same thing. My girl's always like, I'm like, someone will be like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, no, you can't. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I'll find a way.
this.
That's a problem. There's some people who like to just solve and always see like the good side of everything. You're like, look at that opportunity, and other people are like, it's literally cow shit, and you're like, they're shrooms.
I can solve that problem. Make them disappear.
Oh man!
Wow.
Thank you
We've
guys.
said a lot.
I appreciate it.
But what's interesting is, Kaz, you have a Spaces on Fridays you were doing, because we had me, you, and Storm. And I think Saucy was on it also. We had a really fun, like, casual live stream, not like the full gig and everybody important, but we had one, and then you do one. I think it was FOMO Fridays or something, where you talk about like people's really big trades.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do every Friday I do a show called FOMO Fridays, where we have on like traders who have hit like just nasty trades, like Vegas Barbie has been on there. A bunch of people.
$30K. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh, like dude, just all these crazy like stories of people turning like very small amounts of money into epic sums of money. I think these are the type of stories that need to be shared more often, and I'm interested in growing the space and turning it into a little bit less, PvP. I think I always tell people in these Twitter spaces, like, dude, you guys need to calm down, because like in a couple months from now, we're all gonna realize we've been on the same team this whole time, right? We've been pushing this meme space forward together, and the masses are not here yet. Like when Bitcoin breaks out of this range, we're all going to be high-fiving each other, because and like you were saying earlier with Nero about to hit $1 billion, like the fact that that's sending like this before Bitcoin's even breaking out of the range should tell you that we're just getting started. I think 100 million is going to be like, it's going to be the equivalent of like 1 million is today. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is we're still locked in. We know how to get into these things early. We know how to front run metas. Like I think we're also going to look back on this choppy price action in Bitcoin. And even though it was tough while it was happening, it allowed us to really sharpen our tools and make friends and gain some conviction and weed out the weak. And you know what I mean? I think we're going to look back and we're going to be happy that price action went like that. And if you're still here, congratulations, because that was nasty price action for the past 6 months. So, I think we're just getting started.
I mean, I love everything that you're saying, Kaz, about conviction, getting in at the right time. But while you were speaking to me, I was recklessly and shamelessly top blasting FOMO, because it can be done. And
it's already at once. It's already at 70. It's already 3x. Hey, by the way, I'm dumping on you again, bro.
$78,000.
Buy now or FOMO later. When I first told everyone about it ran to like 140. It ran to like 140, but then people were just so impatient. I told them, it's like, just get a little bag. It's cheap. I'm like, I didn't like run it up and then tell you, like, just get a little bag and then wait. Like, we're gonna be cooking.
Kaz, did you send that to me? Did you send that to me like a while ago?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still in. Yeah, I still got a bag of that.
Hell yeah!
Those are the ones you forget about, and then they end up mooning out of nowhere. Like, where did this 20K come from?
That's what I told everyone. I wasn't gonna tell people to buy it and then not work it. You know what I mean? So,
holy shit, guys, we are doing an all-time high. I just want to let you know some of the calls that have happened here. Doggo Inu from under 1 million to 8 million all-time high, and that's about to send to the billions. Bloodboy's at 3x from when it was called on here. Moodang was called at 1 million, went to 90 million. And FOMO is about to break an all-time high on the show. You do not fade anything that Buck is trading.
Bucks. Hey, I need to know Buck's wallet, man. I need Buck's wallet in my wallet.
It's you do actually. It's pretty great.
Oh,
it's
and
funny. We had Josh on here, and Josh was literally like, "I'm just gonna copy trade that wallet, dude. It's got like,
dude.
And you know what we should do?
1,000x today. God damn. Who is this guy?
Yeah,
soul.
seriously. Dude, I had this idea, by the way, of like, for example, like, we can have probably 6 people on the show at once. So like part of the segment, we go into the Jumping Planets wallet and we kind of talk about every project that's in there. It would be dope to have, there's Bobo, there's Dodo, there's Mood Dwang, right? To have David on to talk about that, to have you to talk about, have you talk about FOMO, obviously Bloodboy talking about his own shit. Me talking about babies.
Okay.
And, Doggo Inu, right? And so to have that kind of to go down and be like, hey, let's go down this chart because we're going to be, the dope thing is that this public wallet, we're going to be able to chart, like, for example, be like, yeah, Kaz called it here. Unfortunately, we'll say that he called it at 20 versus us pumping it on you.
He did.
It's
It was
crazy.
at 20.
Like you said, Guardian put it on my plate the first time. And I was like, that's
I
so
DM
awesome.
Guardian. I said I have a play.
Really, dude, and so then you did, right? But that's how the shit works.
Yeah.
I bought it, and then it went to 0. I was holding it. I was like, this meme is like perfect. Like, how? This makes no sense. Like, just.
It's
And so I
good.
was like, and then my boy Kenny, we were talking. I was like, dude, I have an idea. Like, let's just do this, And so this is a long-term situation, and we're gonna try a bunch of new stuff. So.
I'm here for it, man. And if there's anything we can do to help, if you're doing anything publicly and we can, myself, Buck, and Zeely can come out and do an event, like, let's fucking go.
Oh yeah, let's get it.
Yeah.
So let's take a
I
look.
appreciate you guys. Did you say you were doing babies? The babies thing is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
dude,
I didn't know that. Somebody told me about that. I've got that in a cold wallet too. See how shit just gets around.
Bro, that community, that community again. That was from like you said, I'm not good at saying no, and so I remember when I got into crypto Twitter and started working on Bloodboy at like a million. Basically, it went up a bunch and then it dumped, and you had like the the Bird Dog, and then there was the Bird Dog 0x70 or whatever, that whole freaking narrative. And then there was basically at that point a lot of the people from Because Bitcoin were like, it's over. And I was like, hold on a second, I'll donate. I think I donated like 2 ETH to the marketing wallet at 1 million. Which nobody would ever do, basically, especially if you don't have that much of it. In hindsight, I probably should have just bought more of it, but whatever. And a lot of people were like, because of that, I was convicted. And so that created that community. That's actually where I met Guardian. At the time, Guardian was, dude, his bag might have been 20,000 total. And he was just getting into it. And I saw him making these calls, and I hit him on the side. I'm like, bro, I'll seed you money to buy to DCA into Bird Dog. And then I was like, and I'll pay you another ETH to get your calls 5 minutes before you put them out. And so then, dude, he hit me with stonks at 20,000, and I went ham. And that was probably one of the best trades that I've done.
It's amazing. It's really
That's so fucking.
Yeah,
that's
no,
such a
it's
cool
great.
story. See, I've never heard it from that perspective, man. That's really fucking cool.
Oh, it's those people you meet. And so then from there, I was like, shit, I can do this, right? So me thinking that I can do anything. So we found like a dead coin on Solana, and we ran it from, I got in at 1,500 and it all-time high at 980,000 with no fucking clue what we were doing, but it somehow did that. And then I realized I was exit liquidity for everybody for about 3 months. So I was just holding the floor. I was like, don't worry, guys, I got you. The floor's not going to
Am
go.
I looking at the
Meanwhile,
right babies at 197?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
so then this coin came up, or this project came up, and I loved it because I love the idea of it, and I think it's very marketable, and just the narrative of essentially telling the story of the boys club before they were the boys club, right? And we actually, as we get to a higher kind of market cap, we'll be able to spend more on animations and whatnot. But dude, if you look at over the past 3 months, I don't think that there's a coin that was more steady sub 200,000. Dude, it barely ever dipped. And that's just a testament to the community, dude. Everyone that's in there, including MG, who I don't know if you know MG. She's I call her like the grandmother of crypto, and she's also just like a voice of reason. You know what I mean? She'll go on anybody's she'll go on anybody's space, and if they're acting up, grandma's gonna put it on them, and I love that. Yeah, right. And so
that's what's so cool about this space. It's such an eclectic bunch of people. You know what I mean? Like, there's people from all over the world, all ages. And everybody's here for the same reason, you know, to have fun, make money, and kind of pioneer this whole space, man. It's fucking cool.
And
you know what else this chart tells me? It tells me that people trust you, right? Like straight up. So kudos. It's a beautiful chart, and it looks like it wants to fucking send. So.
You shouldn't fade those charts that just stay stable, even if they're low. If you look in the community and they're happy and they're good,
exactly,
those are the ones that will pop off. Like Bloodboy is out of nowhere, all of a sudden 800,000, and it's sending. It's like, where? Well, no, you go into that chat, you go into the babies chat, and you see people vibing. They're having a good time, and other people in the community respect those people that are there. And when it comes time, people will put a lot of money into those communities because they know that they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been great, and it's one of those things where you're right? Like everybody from the millie, because I think a lot of people obviously kind of pulled money out of it, but then a lot of folks saw that
They did, Paul. They did.
I know they did. Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's probably why you won't show your face to me. Yeah. By the way, how long have you been sponsored by Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And so, dude, so the community is great. And so it's one of those things where it's like, dude, we're just going to keep rocking together. And I know over time people are going to start to shine a flashlight on us. And that's the important thing.
By the way, I'm getting messages.
I love that. That's
I'm watching the show. Is it FOMO on ETH? Is this the one? Guys, it's a good entry point. Someone decided to unFOMO a bag.
Who dumped?
Who did this to us, guys? We're having
Guardian
trying to send it.
Guardian.
This guy's been wanting to get out for a while. He a whopping $182 profit. Congratulations, you are a full stacked, unhappy person. But it's full sending, guys. It's funny. Some small thing can happen. You never know what. We're definitely not Elon Musk, but random things can happen. All of a sudden, a token in your wallet goes from being worth nothing to being worth $10,000 or something. This stuff can happen in the meme coin world.
Familiar.
Dude, that happened to you, didn't it, when you woke up with Mudang?
Oh, yeah. Should I tell you the story? There was some random coin I'd been in. I thought that I had sold it. I forgot that I had bought 2% in a different wallet because I'm like a mini Paul, just like Paul without the money. But it was at 30,000 or 35,000. I take a look, boom, $7,000. Yeehaw! It's always nice to wake up to that. But guys, FOMO's a good one though. Honestly, you guys, Kaz, you've been working on that one for a long time, and you have a really good plan on how you market it and bring it out to people. People trust you. You have a very good network. I don't think that's one to be faded. I think this is honestly a true alpha. I think this is a really good play. Something that I'm going to stay in for at least 8 or 9 minutes more, depending on how this next candle looks. I like this one.
I appreciate that. I wasn't planning on even talking about it tonight, but the fact that my boy Ken, he's in the comments talking his shit, so it worked out. Whatever. I mean, it's still good. Yeah, we got some. If you're here, congrats. You know what I mean?
But not only that. If you're here, guys, this is a slow cook, right? This isn't something that if it doesn't go up next week, you're mad at it, right? David was saying this earlier on the Spaces, kind of the difference between Ethereum versus Solana in a lot of ways. And guys, if you're into Solana, this is no diss to you at all. But sometimes the barrier to entry can be the gas fees, right? And so, for example, I don't give a shit about gas. Like if somebody asks me, what's the cost of gas, I'm gonna be like, who cares? But other people actually care about the cost of gas, right? And so that's the same with Ethereum versus Solana.
And you've just heard from a very relatable person on how it's like to struggle in life. Actually, the reason why I care about gas fees is because I always do, like yesterday, I'll go and do buy all on your ETH, in one wallet. And then the next day, gas fees go up 3x, and you're like scrambling to put money from one to another because the gas fees have gone up. That I do see happen. But for me, it's super bullish when you have a $70 gas fee. But
that means shit's probably sending. Yeah.
Yes, it's super bullish. And as Paul says, I don't care about gas. I like that we are being relatable to everybody in this space.
It is way cheaper in Texas, seeing how it's made here.
This is true.
Well, speaking of Tesla factories in Texas, let's bring I think it's time for a little musical intermission from our My Home Lot has doubled in price thanks to slightly defective trucks built by Tesla. Let's take it over to the electric turntables. No gas there. We're going to take a quick musical intermission.
They're solar powered.
To our very liberal DJ who has solar powered turntables. He's literally turning and powering them. If he doesn't turn one for a while, the power's down.
Yeah, what you don't see is his legs are underneath like this.
I'm pushing
like
pedals.
Oh my God. We'll take a quick break and throw it over to Buck.
I've been trying to call. I've been trying to call. I've been trying to call. I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I've been trying to call. 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 I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around and since city's cold and empty, no one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. And I said,
Alright, instead of playing other people's shit, let's play some Jumpin' Planet's original unreleased music. One time for my butter half / comedian, Zeely. Him and I together make a Jumping Planets, and you can expect to hear our first batch of stuff like this. Shout out to everyone tuned in, though.
Set the bar, bro. We been moving like cargo. That ain't all, bro. Dance till we can't is the motto. It's the motto. Making this the plan. Go and get your fam. Stay 100 grand. It's a whole move. Going this hard that it's old news. Should've told you. These boys hit them like Goku. First you feel the beat. Then you feel the heat. Sweep it off your feet. It's a big move. Vibe is on lock, can't intro. Keep it simple. Move to the beat when it hits you. Come and get a taste. I can give you grace when you feel the bass. Yeah, it's up now. We done came through with the touchdown. We the ones now. JP hit 'em like a drum sound. Ain't got this shit to lose. This is what we do. You are now in tune.
Here's another one. This is our remix, though.
Hell no. You get my city so damn long. Just still don't know the speed. Sound next. Via next. Nothing next. Only no check. See you back, mama, see a diva. No matter what happens, she cannot come between us again. I know no better than friends. I turn up things, baby. Show around my friends. Try to fix some energy, it don't matter. I know you haven't moved on if you tried. I don't believe you, baby. I know you lied all night long.
Could never stop, no diddy. And I pull up in this bitch with the whole city. My baby just JP smacking, that's like Will Smitty. Smack, I bet $1 million your baby gon' eat this blizzard. I ain't never been the same hoe. Black for my pockets, Anglo. Yeah, I got the drip for the raincoats. Way too up to lay low. Now hot another body, she KO. Open out on them like hey, no. Zero. I know I could
Honestly, I need to play this one more often.
No, we're better than friends.
We're gonna throw a curveball.
I turned up clean standard, showed around my friends. Try to think some energy, it don't matter. I know you never moved on. You try, I don't believe it, baby. I know you lie all night long.
Buy it, use it. Buy it, use it. Buy it, buy it, use it. 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 Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, crash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jump, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, code it, click, cross it, crack, switch, name it, read it, tune it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, lead it, technologic, buy it, use it, break it, fix it, crash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, chart it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick write it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip it, zip it, zip it.
Could fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jump it, lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch it, fade it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax it, name it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it.
Should bring that, should bring that, should bring it, pay it, technologic. Should bring that, should bring that, should bring it, pay it, technologic. Should bring that, should bring that, should bring it, pay it, technologic. Should bring that, should bring that, should bring it, pay it, technologic.
Should bring that, should bring that, should bring it, pay it, technologic. Should bring that, should bring that, should bring it, pay it, technologic. Read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax it, name it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, lead it, technologic.
Once again, welcome out. Crypto Takeover. This is a little music intermission. Your host of the evening, Buck Rodgers. Once again, shout out to the homie Bloodboy. We got Babies Club in here. Dagu Inu. Mu Dwang. Just to name a few. By the way, the more you, the dance floor is the chat these days, so the more you chat, and that's like dancing, so. Let me know if there's anyone else that needs a shout out. It's all a family matter here. Don't be shy, come say hi.
I want your body every.
Let me know you're not a bot.
Your body, so let's check. Let's check. Check. Hey, let's check. Hey yo, hey yo. Let's check. I want your body, everybody wants your body, so let's check. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Play on, play on, play on. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. You're my kind of girl. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Play on, play on, play on.
Baby, you're perfect 10. I wanna get in, can I get down? So I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. Work, 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 work. I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. I like to bag it up, up, up. I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. Work, 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 work. I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. Work it, work it. Up. I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. Work, 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 work. I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. I like to bag it up, up, up. I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. Work, 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 work. I like the way you work it. No diggity, diggity. I like to bag it up. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work. No diggity. Bag. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work. No diggity. Bag. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work. No diggity. Bag. Like the way you, 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 like the way you work, work, work. Work, 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 work it. No diggity. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work it. Work it. Work like the, like the, like the, like the way you work, 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 work it. No, work, 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 work it. Work, work, no, 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 work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work it. No, 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 no. work it, work it. Work it. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Work, 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 work. No, work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work it. No, 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 no. Work, 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 work it. No diggity. Work, 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 work it. No diggity. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work it. Work, 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 work it. Work.
Buck Rodgers.
Rappers are monkey flipping with the funky rhythm I be kicking. Musician, inflicted composition of pain. I might stop.
Guess we're going a little trappy.
Okay,
Like I said, I let the music decide.
see with the pen I'm extreme. Now, bullet holes left in my peepholes. I'm suited up with street clothes. Hand me a 9 and out the feet flows. Y'all know my stilo, with or without the airplay. I keep sucking
I think it's our wallet, Z.
the stairway. Either or.
Wallet got me feeling like this.
Grants with the CeeLo champs, laughing at bass heads, trying to sell some. G-Packs get off quick forever, niggas talk shit, reminiscing about the last time the task force flipped. Niggas be running.
New rule, I don't want to watch you, DJ.
The revolution catch a body head for Houston once they caught us off guard. The Mac 10 was in the grass and I ran like a cheetah with thoughts of an assassin. Picked the Mac up, two brothers backed up. The Mac spit, lab was hitting niggas, one ran. I made a backflip, heard a few chicks scream. My arm shook, couldn't look, gave another squeeze, heard it click. Yo, my shit is stuck, tried to cock it, it wouldn't shoot, now I'm in danger. Finally pulled it back and saw 3 bullets caught up in the chamber. So now I'm jetting to the building lobby, and it was full of children, probably couldn't see as high as I be. It's like the game ain't the same. Got younger niggas pulling the triggers, bring.
Might be stressing my laptop out. I am streaming simultaneously. I see the CPU going, woo.
In broad daylight, stick up kids, then run up.
Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Still the same OG.
I'm OG, y'all new to the game.
Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Still the same OG. Y'all know me. Y'all know me, still the same OG, but I've been low key. Y'all know me, 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 know me. Y'all,
I'm OG, y'all new to the game.
y'all know me, still the same OG.
Fuck it, we'll do this. We're about to head back to the show, so hope you got your cups filled up. But here's the new machine routine I made, I don't know.
We ain't on the same shit. No way.
I'm excited to see a little machine routine.
Same language. This is an occasion. I'm feeling good in the haze. Feeling good in the haze.
Oh yeah, we ready?
Feeling good and hated.
Yo, yo, Buck, that was insane, brother. I also like how the line of the night, my wallet's got me feeling like this. You started off with smooth jazz. Oh my God, that was some bullish tunes going on over there. Wow, and congrats to
you're
everybody
raw.
who's in these plays.
I didn't catch the first half of that. Sorry, guys. I forgot I had to switch inputs over here.
I was saying, amazing.
Thank you.
And also how you said my wallet's got me feeling like this. I put a tag on that time. You started off slow motion, moving all gentle, and you were out at the club by the time we got to intermission with the wallet. That's how it goes in crypto. Oh man, we got the mask. I like it. The energy. This is great. This is what we want. We want people to come in, get good tickers, have a fun time, get alpha, get the market. Find someone who's trying to undox himself. We'll see how that goes. Everybody forget who that person was. I love the mask, bro. You're dressed up as Bloodboy for Halloween, right?
Yeah, so we got the mask because my boy Kenny, he's like immediately, because I wasn't really showing my face very much, but he was like, bro, if you want to interact with these algorithms properly, because he knows how to go viral and shit, he's like, you need to start putting your face. Like, the algorithm loves your face. It was like, and I was like, all right, well, I don't really like to, you know what I mean? I'd rather hide behind the PFP, yada, yada. And he was like, we're going to need everybody. He's like, we could have an edge on all these other coins if we can get our community to start making video content, like filming themselves. But I'm like, everyone's anon. He's like, well, let's make masks. So people can remember this and they can interact with the algorithm at a higher level, our community, right? These masks, relatively cheap. So just these are the type of strategies we're going to start rocking with. You know what I mean?
Dude, I love it.
Or just use Adobe like Bloodboy.
That's sick. I love what Bloodboys do shit.
Yeah, I think the thing is though, right? Like the nice thing is that you can have, you can have the masks like that. You can start a movement. It kind of, to me, I instantly, and this might not be the right movement, but
I think
go. Oh yeah, no doubt. But think about the Joker in Gotham, right? As he came up, right? It was like
exactly.
It was something that people could get behind, and that's pretty dope.
Yeah. So people can
remain
anonymous. Yeah, it was send them out to people.
I feel there's two sides to that coin though, because people feed off a personal approach and actually getting to know someone versus the having a mask and hiding behind something. But I mean, there are a lot of faceless people out here winning.
Yeah, the idea of the mask though is we're interested in like making algorithms work for us, or that's what he's interested in being in marketing, right? So, so for instance, like Twitter is encouraging people to like they're trying to compete with like say Instagram, right, or YouTube Shorts, and so generally people think Twitter they're doing tweets, which is text. So in order to incentivize people making more video content, kind of are boosting the importance who make, like, for instance, we're getting views on this, right? So so when you can figure out these different ways to kind of make the algorithm work a little harder for you, then you should be exploiting that as a project.
Oh, bro, this to me is the cheat code right here. Buck and I, we started live streaming during the pandemic. And, we were doing it more for the DJ community and really trying to entertain people while they're in their homes.
And putting on for the community. It was put on for you.
For sure. We raised a bunch of money and, donated about 15,000 masks and whatnot. And so we were just having a good time really. But that first stream, we maybe had like 10 people in it. And then it got to the point where Buck was streaming so much on Twitch that how many followers you got on Twitch?
I started at ground zero on Twitch, which is funny because I've actually worked for the Twitch company and never saw the value of it until we had a pandemic. But I started at zero, and by the time I was done, I was at like 30K.
Yeah, and so then all of a sudden, there's somebody that's able to make a living off of streaming from a bedroom, which is dope. And even then, like, you can see the value of Twitter and or X, and kind of what Elon is doing is, obviously Spaces is just choking out Clubhouse at the end of the day. It's just a much better Clubhouse. And then what we're doing here is very attuned to what you're going to see Twitch, right? And so they're pushing the algorithm so much at this point that it's really designed. Like, yeah, it's the same thing that Instagram did with Vine and other things too, where it's like something comes out and then they push it to that point. I mean, shit, we got 38,000.
It's funny you say that because
100
attention
views.
spans are going back to 6 seconds like Vine was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. So, man, I agree with you 100%, dude. I think you're onto something. So, I'm here for it.
Yes, sir, Steve.
Oh my God. So, okay,
So, guys,
that's great news.
We have, basically about 13 minutes to cover the Jumping Planets wallet, and then obviously, Cass, we'd love to get your thoughts. One thing that we've done with our special guests is we kind of put you on the spot a little bit, and we have the Jumping Planets wallet, and we'll basically buy something with the Jumping Planets wallet as your kind of stamp of the wallet itself.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to see the wallet. I can't wait. I've heard good things tonight.
Yeah.
I made a little watch list. If you guys want, we can cruise through the watch list. But yeah, so what are we doing? What are we doing first?
So first, let's go ahead and pull Manny up full screen, or Bloodboy up full screen, so we can start to go down it real quick. And so that way that you can also see kind of what's in there, right?
You guys.
And then, what's up?
Oh, you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let me do a hard refresh and see. We also have side bets as to what number this wallet needs to get to before Buck stops answering our calls, and it's getting closer than I feel comfortable with.
I don't think it's me you need to worry about. Z is the only one with access to it, so it's Z right now. I don't even have the passcode.
I got that seed phrase.
So
that's your keys, not your wallet.
Facts.
Yeah. Paul's going to give them a lesson in that, Sid. No, I'm kidding. Oh, man. Okay, so we'll start off over here with Doggo Inu, absolute sender. When I first put it in, I think I put $400 or $500 into this wallet only. It's at like 4.5 million now. It's consolidating. There's only about 2% left of supply. One of our biggest whales, Vitalico 2, literally will buy all the supply if people sell. Like, there's whales with multi-million-dollar wallets just eating up that supply, and the supply shock that's going to happen shortly, it's going to be insane how fast that moves. So great play, and congratulations, Buck. You're up $4,000.
Manny, question real quick. What is supply shock exactly?
So when you have very little tokens left in the liquidity pool, what happens is that every single purchase actually makes that market cap move a lot quicker than if you had more tokens in that liquidity pool. And to give you an example of a little relativity of how crazy it's going to be, the supply for Nero, when it was at 500 million, was at 2% left of the entire liquidity pool. Or sorry, it was at 1% of the liquidity pool was left on Uniswap in Nero. We are at 2% at 5 million approximately. So it is insane. Exchanges have not bought their tokens yet, and they will be coming. You're early. This is literally coded for billions, and it has the same contract as Shiba Inu, which is really dope. Great community, 50% burned tokens. Highly recommend getting in because I've got a feeling Jumping Planet's wallet is going to be jumping again to a much higher value on a lot of these plays. Yeah, Doggo Inu, and we threw that CA, I think, up in the chat as well. You guys can find it. The next one over here is Mooding. Mooding, we called. I gave you $300 in Mooding. We brought it in at $1 million. I think you guys sold a little bit of it yesterday. We brought it in around $1 million, and it went too close to, what was it, 90 million yesterday?
Damn.
I think
Forgive my math, but that's good. Dang.
That's what you call a 90X right there, y'all.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent one. Again, called on the show. You know, if you guys just literally follow this wallet, you're going to be killing it. Wrapped Ether, that is Ether with a W in front of it, as far as I know. Basically, that's Ethereum. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, that talk about the worst investment in the wallet.
Well, you need a way to buy everything else, and we'll be spending that every week. We buy a new token. Stonks, shout out to Stonks. What is it at? 8-10 million right now? Where is it at? I know it's sent.
Bro,
and
again, I was watching Max buy, and I was just getting excited. So I'm stoked to have him calling it, because he doesn't call many coins, and the ones that he calls typically sends.
You guys have been working a long time on that and building that relationship with Max as well. I know a lot of you guys are beyond Bitcoin. Shout out to you and the crew. Yeah, that one's going really well. Another winner over here. Bloodboy, when I put it in here, I think I put $200-300 in. It was about $300,000 market cap. It's consolidating now around 600,000, and yesterday it was almost 800,000. These things are sending. It's amazing also because Bloodboy has over almost 20% liquidity to market cap ratio because of all the Ethereum in there. Again, that stabilizes the chart and makes every buy go faster. And it's going to hit supply shock, I think, around the $1.5 million, $2 million mark because of the way it's being set up. Don't fade it. And I can tell you, if it isn't hitting supply shock, one day I'll just buy all the supply and do it myself. And hopefully you're in. I don't have any patience. I will go full degen from both sides of the wallet, and that is a sender. Shout out to Bloodboy, and shout out to the amazing community. The vibes are immaculate. I haven't looked at Hoppy lately, but what did we put Hoppy in, Paul? Do you remember how much we put in?
I think it was just 0.1. Every buy for the most part was actually 0.1.
So that's a 2x on Hoppy already. And I think that one's going to be, as the Matt Fury meta gets stronger, that one's coded for hundreds of millions.
And Hoppy has been sending over the past week. Hoppy's been...
That was from Josh, right? Hoppy, that was Josh's recommendation.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the Hoppy chart real quick. I actually don't know. I mean, it's in Buck's wallet, so it's obviously a good play.
I'll pull it up for you.
I'm pulling up on my phone just so I could see it real quick. But
let's cut over to Kaz.
Yeah, throw over to Kaz. That's no problem. Yeah, it's been flying. Holy shit.
Sorry. Got a lot going on right now. Got like 30 charts.
I can do it over here. It's easy for me, I realize, to do it. I'm literally on deck screener showing you the portfolio. And
okay, yeah, whatever's clever. But look at that. That's a beautiful chart, man. That's just getting started.
God damn. Yeah, Hoppy, another play that looks like a really big winner. You want to throw? Yeah, damn, that looks nice, and you got it right at the bottom as well. Again, literally just follow Buck's wallet, and you're going to be in the green. Oh my god. Whew. The next one we got over here, if you want to flip it back over, we have Babies Club, which is Paul's baby. Amazing community. They've been grinding. I don't know what you put in originally on that, but we can take a quick look at that chart.
Yeah, it was at I think it was at 100 when they got in. So it's a nice little 2x.
Ain't nothing wrong with the 2x, baby. I don't know why my chart is not loading. Anyways, baby looking really solid. A good 2x on that. We'll probably have to throw it back to Kaz because I guess I can't load charts on here because why would anything work? Why would anything work?
Maybe because you're running a Domi Premiere and it's very intensive.
That's not an excuse. I'm running 4 programs and streaming.
No, it might be actually might be next year.
Oh, really?
Oh, maybe I can't stream. They won't let me stream it. Yeah. Look, my CPU is very animated at the moment, and sometimes that slows things down.
Same thing.
Move Dwayne. This is a play that shout out to Gigi's actually was talking about that earlier. Shout out to the Golden Circle. We're more of them on the show and
Wait,
talk more
Gigi's
about
was
that in
talking
the near
about Mu
future.
Dwang?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering what the hell was happening with it. Okay, that makes sense.
Dude, he and David were just going back and forth on Spaces. Dude, I was trying to get up there to talk about it because the community has asked me to be one of the guys that jumps up on Spaces to chat about it, but they were just fading me.
Well, I like Mu Dwang because Mu Dang went. Yeah, I mean, well, Gigi's supporting Doggoino. You could see what he does there. One of the top 10 holders in Nero CTO called that at like under 10 million. When he calls things, he knows what he's doing. He's been very successful and has some amazing projects around him. I like Mu Dang though. Mu Dwang, interesting because it's the cousin of Mu Dang, and you can see how one project can cause a meta. Like you have Pepe, and Pepe has all these offshoots from Matt Fury, like Bloodboy, for example, like Andy, like Fofar, Bird Dog, Brett. They all come from these metas, and Mu Dang, I think, might be a real meta for this one. And Mu Dwang has some amazing support, really nice one, up a solid 857% in the last 24 hours. I don't do the math. I just give you the winners. That's my tagline. But shout out to Paul. Paul actually gave that to me and some other homies, really good people. I think that's going much higher. We got Bobo the Bear, always super stable. I think it's in that consolidation zone, and I think this has an easy. What's Bobo at right now?
So it's 60.
I wish I wasn't blocked by the CIA from sharing my screen, but it's at 73 million. It went down to 40 million. I remember at one point it dipped. It's consolidating for a nice leg up. You have an easy 20, 30x from here. Bobo billions, let's go. Dodo, another really solid one. These are market memes. Bobo's the bear. It's when the market goes bad. Dodo is actually Storm, really big holder, big supporter, great community. And Dodo is the Black Swan event. Dodo's a Black Swan. It's one of those things where it comes out of nowhere. Shit goes wrong because of Dodo. Hopefully Dodo and Bobo stay out of the market. But it's been consolidating for a very, very long time. And it's on the move up. It's around 3 million. I think that one is going to send hard, and a lot of money is going to flow down from Bobo into Dodo. There's a lot of overlap in those wallets to look out for. Same with Bloodboy on that. There's blood in the streets, buy the blood. Follow that narrative liquidity. If it connects, there's a good chance the wallets are in all of them. And then we have our low cap, Brett on base. Always want to throw a low cap. Shout out to Vegas Barbie for some really interesting insight on last week's show. And you could watch last week's show actually on the Crypto Takeover, or on Bloodboy, or on BoughtTheBlock, or on Storm Trading by Storm's Twitter. You'll see that we have the recording. I think they're on YouTube as well. It is at a paltry 872 million. So we're happy it's finally making it into the limelight. I think more and more people are going to hear about this. And this is the meme that is defining base, honestly. When you say base, you say Brett. And this one's, I don't know how high, but it's a lot of billions that it's going to. Again, holding a nice stable floor, good entry. And then we have wrapped Ethereum on base. I don't think I really need to explain that one. It's not that exciting. It's Ethereum on base. Fun fact, Ethereum on base is just Ethereum, which is a really interesting thing. It's literally the same thing, and you can swap it out in your Coinbase account at no cost, which is a good little trick. Where's FOMO, by the way? Those are call of the show.
I might have been buying more of it before I sent it over to him.
You may need to import it
bring it
in
in?
wallet.
No, it should. If I refresh it, it should be in this wallet. This just pulls just pulls up the wallet live.
Oh, this is awkward.
Paul bought it on his wallet, not the Jumping Planets wallet.
Just kidding. There. You guys are assholes.
So you dumped on us during the show. Is that why it's not showing?
More.
Appreciate that. How much are we talking?
I don't know. Actually, we're at risk of Paul dumping any of these things on here, so let's just be nice to the guy.
Let's just send a nice.
Paul has all
Let's
of our
send a nice
balls
half
in his-
point.
Well, FOMO's doing a little up and down. What I can say is that none of this here is financial advice. I want to be very clear. We're having a lot of fun, but everybody needs to do their own research before they invest or buy anything. These are very high risk assets. They're a lot of fun, but this is not, a 401k or a Roth IRA going on here. So make sure to do your own research and advice. We put this up for entertainment purposes and to help you guys get a little interesting picture on some things that you might want to find or might want to buy. But that's the Jumping Planets wallet. And it looks like you're getting closer to those 1 Ethereum per hair plugs, Buck.
And again, like I am personally copy trading this wallet because, and obviously you guys do your own research, but it's really a treat that every week we get to have people that do this on a daily basis come in and say, hey, look, this is what you should be buying right now. Just the value in that and watching the charts and them showing us how to chart. That to me is a real value add. So, look, just keep watching. You can follow us on YouTube. We will be deploying to Spotify pretty soon. So, and also shout out to the 38,000 people that viewed this so far. So that's been a hoot.
And by the way, Paul, I forgot to mention, shout out to Tim. I don't know a Tim, but I'm sure there is a Tim listening in that 38,000 people. And I'd like to shout out to you, Tim. Appreciate you being here and listening. What are we, Kaz, guest of honor, what are we aping? We could probably take off the wallet now because we've gone through it. If you want to stop sharing the screen.
Is it my turn to take a coin to add?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let me share my screen.
Let's share his. Let's go to Kaz.
I got 2 things that I'm trying to pick between. Right. So I'm thinking either Big Brain, which is from the brainlet, so you can understand why Big Brain is.
And
so
this is on Solana for the normies out there that are trying to find Big Brain.
Is that a
Ethereum.
problem? Is that a problem?
No, I mean it's definitely. We can. I don't necessarily. Yeah, I'm not sure how they would track that.
Okay.
I can add another wallet.
Really?
We don't have one for Solana yet. Maybe we do ETH this week and then we do Solana.
Yeah, let's
just do it.
Should definitely have
buy it.
All right. Yeah. So can we
make?
No, I have a.
I have ETH coins. You guys want to do ETH coin? I can do ETH coin.
Dude, by the way, Josh called Smurfcat to me at like 1 million, and look at it now, dude.
Oh, dude.
Is it higher than 1 million?
Yeah, dude.
Smurfcat has been spending. And I was actually gonna say Kaket, dude. I feel like that's gonna be a sender. The Balkan Dwarf. You guys know about the Balkan Dwarf?
No, what is this?
The Balkan Dwarf, dude. Oh my god.
What's the regulation height?
Oh, are you talking about that guy who jumps around in the mall?
They make these hilarious like animations. Oh my god, hang on, I gotta pull one up for you.
Yo, it's a sender.
Yeah.
Easy with that search history.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, anything in my search history that starts with dwarf is not going to pull up things that are.
Unbelievable.
Vulcan, for that matter, as well. But that's another story.
Oh man, we get in so much trouble.
You're gonna know when you. Man, my shit's slow. But yeah, Balkan Dwarf, Smurf Cat, Banana Cat. But if I got to pick one, I think Balkan Dwarf will be a funny one to add. You guys already have Bobo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I
sir.
like Balkan Dwarf. I mean, we can't really get off that subject. That's a ticker.
That's a ticker and a half. Ticker Kakek. And you're gonna know these videos when you see it. It's the most like autistic shit. It's this guy. This guy watch.
Oh my god.
Autistically artistic. Oh yeah, that's something I can fuck with. That's me with too much whiskey.
Boys.
Paul, do you have any of those chocolates around?
I do. Oh my god. That's great. I'm not even sure what I'm watching.
He said that's great. That's $1 billion token right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And this just goes to show, guys, please do your own research.
I'm doing my own research right now, Paul.
This is meme coin research right here. That's what's crazy. Yeah. This is doing our
own research. I was not prepared for ETH. Both my tickers that I was going to say biscuits.
Biscuits is dope, by the way.
Yeah, dude, she's going to send. Trust me, that's alpha.
Yes.
And the way that chart is consolidating, it pulled back and it's holding above 1 million and hella holders, bro. It's like 3,000 unique holders. So there's a bunch of that. See, that's the thing. These hippo memes. A lot of people on here on crypto Twitter are like, we're kind of jaded. Where we know about the memes and everything, right? And we're like, what's these fucking animals? Like, makes no sense, right? But the thing is, we also always talk about how the normies are going to come eventually, right? And there's a precedent that's been set with these cute baby animals that the normies will go push the button, or they'll go click the buttons. They will open a wallet and they will buy a hippo. They will buy cute animals like that. I mean, that was the original precedent that was set with Doge, right? And so I mean. Yeah, Shib
people like it.
With, so yeah, man. I think she's going. And what's crazy about biscuits is that she just started going viral like 4 days ago. So it's like a very fresh narrative. And she's I think sub 1 million, just sitting like right around like $1 million right now. And if you and also she just got voted. So it's not like there's a lot of animals that are like being forced right now. But the thing is, like, the Web 2, like the people on TikTok voted her to the Cute Baby Animal Roundtable, which only includes her biscuits, Moodang, and Pesto. So it's not like some like forced animal. Like there's all these random animals, but like the people on like Web 2, like and like TikTok and all that shit, and like YouTube Shorts cannot believe this shit. So she's gonna send whether people on crypto Twitter like it or not. So, but all the other animals, like I don't know what to tell you about those. But anyways, I was going between either. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna go between biscuits or Big Brain, but I was thinking I was gonna go with Big Brain because Brainlet is about to break out. I think Brainlet is.
Yeah, it hit like 32 million or something last night.
Wow.
It was sending.
Yeah.
I've DCA'd in there twice too. That's a coded play right there, and I love Brainlet specifically because it's like one of the only soul plays that's really kind of run by ETH community.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So
shout out to Sikasa and Jungle Bay.
Well, that and
the
then also
art is
like,
insane.
The Pepe, like the biggest Pepe whales, are also behind that as well.
Thanks, guys.
Like Nifty Wop, legend.
Yep.
Yeah,
dude. And I was in there, in their X chat, and dude, those guys are. I mean, that community is on it. Like they are. Hey, here's who we're onboarding. Everybody start smashing this, dude. It was, that's the alpha that you want because you get into chats like that, dude. It's just sending.
It's a great meme too. Like we were talking about. It's like the meme and the team. Like I didn't mention this, but community obviously is a massive aspect. But at the end of the day, when I'm looking to get into tokens that are like, long-term tokens, it's about the team and the meme itself, and the community will follow. But Brainlet has absolutely got some of like the best team in all of crypto, and it's one of the most well-known memes. And so, and now it's got the community. So it's like, that's an absolute sender in my opinion.
But, okay. So here, Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So, do I need to be picking a Ethereum meme? Is that the game that we're playing? Because I want to stick to the rules.
Yes, and what we'll do is throughout the week we'll get basically 0.1 ETH of either Brainlet or or Biscuit and create that as well.
Okay, cool.
We'll have a Solana a wallet ready to play for next week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize that it was just.
No, it's all good.
We didn't warn you or prepare.
That's fair.
So this, just to finish that little thing on brain, this is the thesis right here, right? Look, you got Brainlet and then the big brain. So Brainlet has no brain, but big brain has a big brain. It's the yin and yang, right? So you can't have one without the other. I'm claiming that when Brainlet sends, big brain follows, and that's it's still sub 1 million. So that I believe is yeah. And then let's go ahead. Damn, see, I
Dude,
wasn't
that
ready.
is just sent, huh? Dude, that just went in. By the way, when we were talking to Josh about this was the part that excited him most about the show is if we like throw a curveball like this to somebody like yourself, because now it's like we're putting you on the spot.
Yeah, because so that one obviously I'm in there a little. I'm not buying it today. It's poking up there a little bit, but I think it's just getting started. I think that one's going to go to hundreds of M's because that team is legit. The Falcon, that content that they make is so ridiculously viral, and they're so hilarious. I think I like Bird Dog's entry.
Dude,
see that?
I was in Bird Dog. See that first big spike on Bird Dog right there?
This one?
Dude, yep. So that got called in because Bitcoin at like 400, and I got in and got like a bunch of it. And then it jumped up, and then just kind of like shit hit the fan within the community, and you had the whole like Bird Dog wars with 0x70, blah blah blah, and then basically there was a bunch of chop, and then it jumped up again, and then dude, I mean, unfortunately, there was a bad actor within the community, and then obviously it went into chop from there. But dude, it was it was basically coded to be the beta after Wolf.
Hey Paul.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something. It's not going to look good. You're looking at Bird Dog on Solana.
No.
Oh, shit. No, that's my bad.
I will let you know, though, very similar market cap and very similar movement.
It's a very
I was going to say that it looked different than what I was looking at. So I just thought I threw this list together just right before I came on, just to give us some stuff to look at. So I clicked on the wrong one. That was totally my bad. But it does actually.
No, it's all good. It's like an identical chart.
It's the exact same chart. Believe me, I've stared at it.
But to be clear, I am talking about the one on Ethereum.
Yeah, dude, Simtex is a beast, by the way.
Big Whale also in Bloodboy. We talk all the time. He's a great guy. That guy works so hard. Super intelligent. He's going to do great things with Bird Dog.
Yeah, so here's the one. And that's a nicer looking chart. Look, it almost looks the same. But yeah, so this is the entry right here. I like this entry.
Told you, Manny. Dude, that's great.
That looks a lot like the Dodo chart. I'm not going to lie. Got a lot of...
When that got down to 1 million, I was like, oh man. I started rallying up all the people that were doing Bird Dog together back in April, thinking like, man, maybe if it goes down to like 700, we just buy it back.
Tuski, here's another ETH chart that I like. Nice bottomed out chart that I think has a lot of potential. People call it.
Huge. Is it a Chinese meme? Is that right?
I think it's either, I can't remember if it's Chinese or Japanese.
It's Chinese. Yeah. I believe it's Chinese, I thought.
Yeah.
Chinese Pepe or something like it's like a big meme in China, and this one has a legit community.
Dude, Guardian had a big position in that, by the way, at one point. I don't know if he still does or doesn't, but
so he likes bottomed out charts. I think I might have got this. This might have got put on my radar from him. So I think when their X page comes back live, it's going to gig us in. So I think that's a smart thing to build position into. I tried to put together a little watch list that just had stuff that's like actually ready to possibly buy now, like stuff that's actually alpha at the moment for this show. So yeah, I think. But if we're buying something today, and if I have to pick something to put in that wallet, we already have FOMO in there, right? So
Yep.
we got that.
They got
there.
they got a 0.5% of FOMO in there right now, by the way.
Beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, so that's up 167% on the day. That's beautiful.
It says almost 70,000 after people doing their quick buy and sells. Like you'll see, but it's holding nicely. I think I could see 100x from FOMO.
Well, you know, the thing is with FOMO right now is that there's like a bunch of people probably in there from the past run-ups that don't know what the fuck is going on, and they're just like, "What's happening? Let me out!" You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is what it is. But the meme, I mean, think about it, dude. The meme, like FOMO, is what moves memes. Like FOMO is such an important meme. Like you can meme it all day when you're talking about trading meme coins. So. It's just like the easiest meme to use, and I cannot believe there's not. I mean, I know that there's the FOMO'd, like the new pump fund that's coming out, but there's no like real FOMO coins. So, anyways, okay, I got to pick a coin. I'm gonna go. I also have Joshua. I think that's Alpha. Nero. But what am I gonna put in the wallet? I'm gonna stick with the Balkendorf. The CAC.
I like it.
It's poking up a little bit, but it's still low for where it's going. So. That's KEKEC. Yep. The Balkendorf. You don't have to buy it now if you don't want to, but it might sit out of here. Honestly, dude, just buy it.
Oh, we're buying it. I mean, that's
the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. This is the base. We're gonna break out. It's gonna send.
And this determines if you get invited back to the show or not.
Well, you need a minimum 100. I mean,
I want the Balkendorf in your wallet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect.
That one's gonna be a good one.
It's a base. It's a really base.
Are you telling us that you're long on the Balkendorf, or are you going short on that one?
I'm long, baby.
Okay. Cool. Pause.
I'm a grower, not a shower.
Pause. Oh dear.
Because for me, the Balkendorf has always been more of a short.
You guys, I need you to go to the Balkendorf page and watch the videos and shit. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
That's why I'm so bullish on it. Like that's BYOR right there. I'm getting all the WTF, the what the fuck vibes. I'm like, this is a sender. Math is mathing.
It's gonna go. It's gonna send.
Bought.
Amazing.
That happened. Here it is. Guys, we got the Balkendorf in the wallet.
Let's go. Congratulations. Another one to watch on Jumping Planets. And we're gonna throw some tickers up in the chat or in the comments for all the ones that we have spoken about on the show, so you too can follow along the journey of Buck's retirement.
Don't forget about Z.
Kaz,
and he needs to not forget about you. You said he has the password. That is trust. You want to know friendship?
Paul and him. I'm over here just like watching the numbers grow.
You know what? The biscuit community kind of reminds me a little bit like the Kobe community, and it seems like there's a lot of overlap there. Because dude, the Kobe community, they're just all great. You know what I mean? Like it's just such a positive community when you're in their chats and whatnot. But then too, just the stuff that they're doing, like creative stuff they're doing and get it stuff out there is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean this ticker is only a few days old. It had its run up, and then when they run up, if they're gonna die, they're gonna go to fucking zero. This thing ran up, had some profit taking, and it was battle tested, a little bit of FUD, and the community's just grinding it out. But the thing is about this one, which I really like, is like it's not like some made up meta. Like the fucking seal is going viral, like ridiculously, like gaining like millions of followers. Like old posts are getting like 1 million new likes a day. So like I feel like whether there was a community doing stuff or not, like because Moodang and Pesto have already kind of paved the way with their coins and running up to like, you know, I think Pesto ran to like 35 million, and then we all know Moodang ran to 400 mil. And it actually, and the great thing about Moodang too, and about the whole baby animal meta is that Moodang is up today. So Moodang is reversing off lows, and I believe Pesto is as well. So that should be bullish. So if you had, that's why I was like, I don't know. I feel like Biscuits is going to put you up quicker and more than Big Brain, but I feel like Big Brain is like the long term like alpha. You know what I'm saying? But like, see how. Yeah. Do you see how Moodang is reversing? So I think that's going to be bullish for all the baby, for all the cute baby animals.
Wow, dude, that ran up that fast. Good Lord.
Because Vitalik mentioned it, he had given a donation and mentioned.
But this is the Soul one, not the ETH one.
Yes, this is the Soul.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, because Vitalik, dude, they donated 10%, and thus he then donated it to the zoo. So that's why the thought on Moodang. But dude, this is when I knew that Moodang, aside from it obviously running up, was going to be a thing. Is when I'm walking around ACL, the festival this weekend, and I'm seeing people with like Moodang 24 shirts.
Wow.
Like fucking like voting shirts. I'm like, okay, this thing has gone that viral that you know, people at a festival are wearing it. That's a thing.
And that's like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm super bullish memes that are doing things with or without a coin. Like, cause some memes that we talk about on here, they're just a coin. Like people are just like making it popular or just for the coin type shit. You know what I'm saying? But like memes that exist in a vacuum, like with or without a coin, that's what I'm like mega bullish. So
have you guys been?
Go on. No, go on.
No, sorry. I thought you had ended.
Hey, so if somebody hypothetically bought in at like 88,000, that's pretty good, right?
Yes, Paul.
I just think it's hilarious. Moon Wang, the cousin, is just like, it's such a fuck you to like, I don't know. To everything.
It's a great one. Has anybody been? No, this is ascending and it's building up for another leg up. It's a solid play. Shout out to Gigi's and all the people involved there, and some unknown whale sitting in our studio. But have you guys been watching the Pesto TikToks? God damn, that penguin is hilarious.
Yeah, dude. And did you know that Biscuits sits like a human?
I'm about to hit y'all with that Dave Chappelle. Wrap it up.
Guys, by the way, we are unfortunately having a little bit of a time crunch due to not realizing how much fun this show was going to be. So I want to say thank you to everybody who has joined us. Shout out to Kaz. Make sure to follow him on his socials. Shout out to Buck. Shout out to Trading by Storm. Shout out to Bloodboy. Shout out to all the amazing tickers. Thank you for tuning in. And we were going to go for a fast outro, and make sure to tune in next week, Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow all the hosts, follow the guest, and make sure your notifications are on.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I really
awesome. Kaz, thank you so much. And guys, please make sure to follow the Crypto Takeover Show. Also, we're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Shout out, guys. Buck, take us out.
Backbeat
begin. Before my mother starts about my friends, about to go and damn near went blind. Young niggas on the path throwing up gang signs. I went in the house to get the clip with my Mac 10 on the side of my hip. I bailed outside and I pointed my weapon. Just as I thought, the fools kept stepping. I jumped in the flow, hit the juice in my ride. I got front and back, side to side. Then I let the Alpine play. I was pumping new shit by NWA. It was gangsta gangster at the top of the list. Then I played my own shit, went something like this. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the slapping the. I went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckleheads out there, cold shooting smoke. Car pulls up, who can it be? It's a fresh El Camino rolling Kilo G. He rolls down the window and he starts to say, it's all about making that GTA. Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. Come talking that trash and we'll pull your card. Knowing nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, I ain't stitched. Bored as hell and I wanna get ill, so I go to a place where my homeboys chill. Fellas out there trying to make that dollar. I pulled up in the 6'4" Impala, greeted with the 40 and I start drinking. From the 8, my breath starts stinking. I gotta get my girl to rock that body. Before I left, I hit the Bacardi. Pulled to the house, get her out of the pad. And the bitch said something to make me mad. She said something that I couldn't believe. So I grabbed the stupid bitch by a nappy ass weave. Started talking shit, wouldn't you know? I reached back like a pimp and I slapped her. And her father stood up and he started to shout. So I threw her right across and knocked his old out. Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. Come talking that trash and we'll pull your card. Knowing nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, I ain't sitch.